All right. Hello, skele vaderites. Could you tell I was trying to figure out something?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
here we go.
I
Uh,
love that we always laugh at the beginning, like no one
no,
knows what we're doing or whatever. You just start.
because we're like
talking.
we're still novices at this, you know.
We are.
So
We definitely are.
I
you guys.
just sit here. That's all I do.
Well, welcome to another Toy Frenzy, everybody. Today's exciting because we're going to answer some questions. We've got some questions that came from folks via Facebook and via direct message on Instagram, like 4 messages. And then we know folks are going to be posting questions in the chat too. And in fact, the chat has just been like, guys, you see this? The chat is totally like flying off the rails here. What was it? What was your phrase, Oz?
You already forgot it.
In the green room?
It's the in-chatting. All the in-chatting.
In chat. Yeah. Very cool. A lot of people in there, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's massive. And that's why we need a "that's what she said" button.
Hillian Dread says 9 minutes and counting. Hillian Dread was in here waiting 9 minutes right before we started, and we made him wait another 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that, Hillian Dread.
Apologize. I blame it on my computer and our general rock star attitude.
Oh my God, totally. We were talking about punk bands, and Oz was trying to figure out his computer, and
I had to make sure my hair was right.
yeah,
Me too.
He was combing. Thanos Copper, good to see you here, my friend. Awesome. Duchess of Darkness, great to see you.
Excellent. Good to have you here, Duchess. Thank you again for last night. Wicked Wednesdays is back, and it's amazing.
Yes, it is.
Right, absolutely. Damon, good to see you. Oh, yeah, ready to grill the fellas, ask all these burning questions. Yeah.
Keep it clean. Just keep it clean.
Keep it clean, folks.
No dogs and vape.
Grandpa here tonight, so we got.
I was about to say we got our knuckles slapped over the week by Skelly. Mine are still bleeding.
We had
to put away the paper rope.
I had to lecture the boys.
Yeah,
that's right. Get us back under control a little. We got to
be on our best behavior. Ha.
Ha. Just last week's show without me was so amazing. I've heard Sean laugh before, but I've never heard Sean laugh that much. That was amazing.
That's good. It was good stuff.
Made my day. All right, let's see. Let's see. We got My Buddy's Customs.
Gross. Rocking that sweet new logo.
Right? Yeah. New logo is so amazing. It's really good.
I love it. It's so vibrant. It definitely is a straight callback to the My Buddy doll. Mm-hmm. And the colors are the basic primaries, and it's simple, but it makes a statement at the same time.
Perfect. Perfect. Figuratively speaking, John's here. Good to see you.
Hey, John.
Glad to have you here, John.
Let's see. I just burped. Excuse me.
That's real class.
I know. Really classy, right?
Happens to me all the time, Scott.
I know. I had to edit one out on Power of Attorney. I had to take out the volume when you did it.
We got to keep stuff like that off to the side and do it as a blooper reel.
Yeah, right.
Totally. Like 3 minutes of burps.
Why not? I had like an entire 40-minute episode of Connor making fart noises this past weekend.
Oh my God! By the way, Connor's appearances are so good. Really enjoying those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. He's really enjoying coming onto the show and having fun and meeting all of you guys, because he always talks about Daddy's YouTube friends, and now he's becoming part of that, and he's really enjoying himself.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I gotta make a live. I'm sorry about that, Oz.
Oh, it's all good, man. I go live on Saturdays. That's weekends. It's like family time. It's important. Do what you gotta do. Family first. You can always catch me on the replay. It's all good.
Sanity first too. Like there is so much content, folks. Like it's incredibly impressive. I spend most of my time just catching up on what people did live and what they posted.
Yep.
I feel like our family is growing, and it's incredible, and it's hard to keep up with. But man, if I can just like spend a couple of hours or downtime and put in my headphones and listen to people do their thing, catch up on that stuff, it's awesome. But watching lives is really hard to catch it, you know.
Yeah.
And speaking of family, Carol's here.
Yeah.
What's up, sis?
She was on time. We weren't.
I know.
It's two.
She's saying, I'm on time. Why aren't you guys on time?
She knows her brother too well.
Ronald, good to see you.
What is up, Ronald? Glad to have you here.
And we got Payne's Toy Samples. Good to see you here.
Payne's awesome.
I love this discussion that's happening here. We got Toy Connections here. We got Ken here.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Ken, so glad you can make it.
Welcome to it. And let's see. Oh, I love seeing everybody talk to each other. Oh, we got Ray.
Oh.
Nope, you're not late. We were.
We were, Ray. You're good.
You're good. And I'm scrolling through. It's trying not to miss anybody.
I know there's just so many people, and it's exploding.
JMac77, good to see you.
Yep.
JMac, always a pleasure to have you here, brother.
I've had my eye out for that license plate that said JMac77 here in the Fresno area. I've been looking out for that person because I really want to get a photograph and send that to you, JMac.
Yeah, then that person's going to call the cops thinking you're stalking them or a private detective or something.
It's totally worth it because it was so weird. I don't care if I get arrested. I'm going to be like, you don't understand. This is really weird.
The cops going to be like, you're weird.
Away, right?
Oh, shit.
You can tell that cop, I'm not weird. I have weekly weirdos.
I have weekly weirdos. Listen, I'm a toy collector, okay?
He'll be like, whoa, 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 buddy.
You're an artiste.
That's right. That'll help, right?
Yeah, right.
Nolan, good to see you.
Nolan, glad to have you here.
I got a Starbucks in my library.
That's right. Listen, folks, it's true. It's really hard to explain. And Fresno's not a fancy town. It's really weird that we have a Starbucks in our university library. Emerald Night Photos, great to see you here.
Glad to have you here, John. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm really scrolling through this, folks. So I hope you're not posting any questions yet because I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for people popping in on the chat. We got Masterversal Toy Hunter. Eldor is here.
Nice.
Do y'all see that picture that he posted on Instagram this week of the gray skull on Motu Street?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
That's amazing.
It was phenomenal. I wish we had a Motu Street here. Like, it's wow.
I bet there is one. We just gotta find it.
We're gonna Google Maps all the Motu streets.
That's right.
And on the Awesome Verse tour that I eventually ever take and finally travel across this country meeting everybody, I will steal all the Motu Street signs.
I thought you were going to say on the Awesome Verse tour where I visit that one street in the United States. It's called Motu.
Yeah, well, it might be all it is. So, you know.
SJ Curtis, good to see you.
Awesome. So good to have you here.
Hey, we got Captain Biscuit 71. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming back. And let's see. Oh, we got Don Roberts. Thanks for coming back.
Good to have you here, Don. Thank you.
Oh man, the chat is exploding.
I just love how every week we get new names.
New names and all the same people that keep showing up week after week too. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Collecting and hobbies maximum. Okay, so he posted a question on the Facebook. All right, I'm going to note that. I'm going to open it up so I can have a look at it. We'll get to that when we get to the questions.
Half hour later, waiting for Skelly.
I know. It takes me. So there it is. There it is.
Hey, that's quick.
All right, cool.
I think he got his jollies after whipping us with that ruler on our knuckles. Now he's all like prepared.
While I was giving you the punishment, I forgot what I was doing.
Yeah.
So excited. He
Typical.
really
He
enjoys
lost
his
himself
work.
in it. Yeah.
I lost myself in it, but also early onset, right?
That's why I had to change my glass this week. No more peanuts. It's all Universal Monsters.
That's right.
Ooh.
Oh, let's see.
Who we got?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Sorry about the reflection, but it's glass.
Yeah. It's still great.
All right. So I think we caught up with everybody.
Almost. I thought I saw one other person jump in.
Let's see.
There we go. Sir Clifton has joined us as well.
Hey.
Sorry, I missed you, Sir Clifton. It's good to have you here.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I will try to star, as people ask questions tonight, I'm going to try to star them. And Skelly, you should actually be able to pull up just starred comments. And that could make it a little easier to filter through and find those questions as we go.
All right.
Now,
I'm going to need a half hour for that.
It's all right. We're on for 2.5 hours, so we got 2 hours of stuff.
Sorry, guys. We're going to have to end broadcast real quick. We'll be right back after about 40 minutes. Just make you wait a little longer.
And I just sit here. I don't do crap,
I mean, if you want to star the comments, feel free.
Oh, I don't know how to do it.
All right. Well,
listen, we've got. What are you going to say, Oz? Go for it.
What I was going to say, Skelly, why don't you go ahead what you got to say, and then I'll come in with mine.
Well, first thing I was going to say is normally what my instinct wants to say at this point in time in our live, which is, did anybody find anything interesting out there in the wild? Are you guys buying right now? Not buying right now? What's the deal? What's happening with you two?
I am trying not to buy. However, when you have an amazing sister, she buys for you.
Ooh,
nice.
So I finally got them, boys.
Awesome.
Not only did she manage to grab that, but
oh dang,
I've got Mechaneck, and I feel very John Cusack holding it like this right now.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
Bonus points to people that get that reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonus points to those folks who watched that movie.
I never saw the movie, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
then
go
ahead. So this showed up today.
A box.
What is it?
I don't know. I haven't opened it yet.
Who's it from?
It's from my sis again. She found a couple extra goodies for me. It's stuff that has been out there for a while.
Yeah.
But she managed to find it at an amazing price, and she shipped it over. So
awesome.
So happy to have it.
Carol, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I saw
really helped out.
I saw the ground ripper and the Mechaneck in the store, and I was like, well, I'm gonna leave that for somebody else to pick up because I know I've got a road ripper back here, vintage one, and Bobby's gonna send me out that Mechaneck, that vintage Mechaneck, and I honestly, when I saw that Mechaneck, I thought that vintage one is so beautiful that I don't feel like I need to get the new one because I watched people review it and it looks good, but that action feature, without the action feature, and I don't mean to like downplay your wonderful gift from your sister Oz, but I feel like without the action feature, it's a little bit hard for me to get on board with Mechaneck's long neck not being a rotating action feature.
Right. I get that.
Yeah, totally understand because one of the cool things about the ground ripper was the pull cord. And thank you very much, Captain Biscuit. One of the cool features about Mechaneck was his little twistable waist and extending neck.
Yeah.
And this 2-pack has none of that. Like, none of it.
I honestly have not. I had a discussion with. I was in Walmart on the weekend, and I ran into another local Masters of the Universe collector, and we got started talking. And he was like, "Well, part of what I love about the vintage figures is the action features and how they're, and it's a little disappointing how they are not present for the most part in the Origins line." And then I didn't argue with him, but I was like, well, you got Clawful's got the claw, and it's improved now, and there are a few other things that are happening in other figures that are very cool. I mean, Scareglow's glow is like worlds better than the vintage.
Love it. Oh my God, I love it.
And so it's like a kind of like a hit and miss thing, but with the Mechanic and the Ground Ripper, I just feel like maybe they could have included one of those action features.
Yeah.
You know, I look at it like this. If they can include the annoying noise of Roton, they could have given us the pull cord. However, with that being said, Hebro, if you all follow his YouTube channel,
definitely,
he does a lot of really great custom work. And he customized his Ground Ripper and shows you how to kind of do it so that you still get some of that vintage. You know, it's modified. It's the pullback versus like the full zip cord.
Ooh, that's cool.
But it still gives you that, you know, it's going to roll features. So kudos to him. And, you know, I definitely don't mind. If you guys haven't checked out his channel on YouTube, please do. He does amazing customs. It's hard to catch him live because he goes at random times, but he really does some fantastic work over there.
Oh, yeah. Hebro's awesome. I want to point out my buddy's Customs pointing this out. And we did talk about the person I ran into in Walmart. We talked about this, like the main feature really is the swappable parts. I mean, that is a really cool aspect to the Origins line for sure.
Yeah.
So there's technically a question right after that comment I started. We'll get to it. However, well, we got to finish up with the roundup here. I've went and showed off my stuff. And I'm like, all right, you guys don't enter now. That's not cool. That is not cool. Forgive me, both of you. Don't kick me off the show, please.
No, not at all.
Bobby, what you got going?
Yeah, I got nothing. I got my
That's
frogmonger. I got my frogmonger in.
Hey, that's cool.
That's great. Okay, that's a great pick right there.
Then my last purchase for a very, very long time, and I finally got this because this came out last year, is the newest Guar album.
Hey, that's a heck of a pickup this week.
Yeah. So now I got them all. I got all their albums.
That's fantastic.
It's not as good as their other stuff. I miss Odorous. You know, I wish he didn't die, but
that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, he was so talented, and he made the band so good. But
and he's hilarious too.
Yeah. I mean, his voice, different ways he sings, and the songs are real good. The new stuff's not too bad. The last two albums, but you know there's something missing.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just such a big part of that band.
You know what I admire about Guar is that they honor his legacy by keeping on.
Yeah.
Like even though it's not the same, they're still working at like making it, like keeping it going, keeping the sense of humor, keeping the edginess alive. It's just, you're right, it's not the same. It's kind of like, you know, Kiss, not to refer to two costumed bands, but it's hard to watch the trajectory of these bands that keep it going, but you got to appreciate it at the same time.
Yep. Yeah. Guar's fun. I saw them on Halloween with the Misfits live back in '99.
So jealous.
That was a good concert.
I was gonna say that just sounds amazing.
Yeah. It was a fun night. Murphy's Law opened up for them.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. I love Murphy's Law too.
Yeah.
S.J. Chris likes Guar, so that's
awesome. Yeah, Guar's best.
He's got good taste.
I've been listening to him all week.
Yeah, that's good.
So, wanted to give a quick shout out here real quick because we have Masters of the Mini Comics, a tribute in the chat with us tonight. He's doing great work on his channel. And as you guys can see from this post, he's got a new Thundercats volume coming out. So
All right.
you got to stay tuned.
I'm still open to do more voices if he wants me to.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he'll reach out to you. I loved your Man-at-Arms, man.
Thank you.
Well, if he watched last week's episode, he'll find that there's all kinds of craziness that can happen.
Yeah.
Voice-wise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
Make up our own stories.
That's right.
That's right.
All right. So I haven't picked up anything this week, but my buddies Customs and Hillian Dread and Thanos Copter all are feeling the pain too. We haven't. I ordered Oz's Frogmonger as well as my own. I haven't even gotten a shipping notification yet.
Really?
And I thought maybe we didn't pay. Like I didn't pay enough shipping, but I just paid like the base amount. But it's a little weird. Like it seems like there's this big gap between people getting them and them being shipped out.
I think what they do is they print out all the shipping notices, you know what I mean? And then they ship them out in batches.
Yeah, that makes
so I mean it shows that you've been shipped like a week ago, but it's not moving yet, you know.
Well, we haven't gotten a shipping
because I got my shipping email and then I tracked it. It said it wasn't going to be here until the 7th, which was 2 days ago, but I actually got it over the weekend. So I got it early. And the tracking was all FedEx sucks. I hate FedEx.
Yeah. Oh, FedEx is the worst.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, the thing is it ships from all the way across the United States, closer to Oz.
Yeah.
Usually, and it comes to me, and then I got to send it up to Oz. And so, sorry, man, but I haven't gotten a shipping notice yet.
It's okay. I'm seeing everybody else is kind of in a similar boat. There's more people, so it definitely seems like it's like a batch thing. They're shipping them out in batches, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it'll get here when it gets here.
I do want to say, like, I almost was not going to go for it, but now that I've seen people review it and I've seen the packaging art, that figure is beautiful, man. It is so cool. It is so cool. I mean, CamoCon. Here we go. Hillian Dread, CamoCon, super fast with Frogmonger. Okay, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say CamoCon con was awesome too, but I feel like the illustration on the back of Frogmonger is like fantastic.
It's so good. It reminds me of a scene like out of Halloween, you know, because you got the skeleton there, and then you got the Wolfman coming out. It's just like what?
Yeah, it's cool.
It looks so
Monsters
good.
Breaking out. Let's see. We've got. I'm curious to see what people think of the Thunder Tank in hand. Is that finally shipping out now to folks?
Yeah, some people have already started to show pictures of it, or what it's like, rather, like the sheer size of it. That thing is massive. I'm impressed. Like, honestly, if I had been able to, that would have been a need. I wouldn't have bought anything else for Thundercats Ultimates, but that's friggin' tank because of how mad. And I would have set up my desk on it, you know, because it's that big.
Yeah.
This whole setup would be sitting on a Thunder Tank.
I have to say, I'm gonna bother some people when I say this, but I never got into Thundercats.
Yeah, I didn't either when I was a kid. I actually watched the cartoon fully first time about 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, and I didn't. I was funny. Like I was so dead set on Masters that I was like, when I saw Thundercats pop up, I was like, I'm not gonna go there. And so it's kind of remained with me.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Thundercats was really good.
A kid could fit in that tank. Don't put a kid in that tank, okay? Circlet.
Yeah. Don't actually put kids in there, but you're right. They could. They could ride around in it like a Power Wheel at this point. All right, guys. Well, we've went around. We've done the.
Wait a minute. Wait, Thanos, stop there. We don't want to lose you because we're not fans of Thundercats. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no, yeah. I like the Thundercats cartoon now. I just wasn't a fan of it when I was a kid. I was getting older at that time. So.
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of Thundercats since I was young. Okay, I'm not like massively obsessed with it like I am Masters of the Universe, but Lion-O was another great hero with a freaking amazing sword, and I've talked about it. As a matter of fact, last episode I did of TKO with Ken, we were talking about Thundercats and where to jump in on the Ultimates. So it's a really awesome line. But unfortunately, it's just one of those Super 7 lines that I look at and I go, oh, you look so nice on somebody else's shelf.
Yeah, for sure.
So should we get into this week's greeting from the wonderful My Buddies Customs?
Yeah, I've been waiting for that. Yeah.
I do. I look forward to it each and every week.
Let's hear
it. Nothing embarrassing, right?
Always. You're already blushing. I haven't even said anything yet.
I know. I know. Don't worry about it.
Hello and greetings, Skele Vaderites, Ozholes, and Bobby's Blushers. And a special hello to our hosts for tonight, Skele Death to House Gavarna Vader, Ostradamus, Watched It All Burn, Toys and Beautiful Blushing, Spitting the Night Away, Bobby Motu. Flex them tatted arms. Go on, do
it. Bobby's like, I'm not flexing anymore.
He's trying everything he can to keep that straight face right now. All right, so we have our patron special shout out to our very own Carol K. Rolling in all the new sweet figures, Geis. The bestest, most perfect sister in the world who never did anything wrong as a child. Never threw an ice cube at my head and made me get stitches. And was definitely the favorite. And I bowed at her awesomeness. Word.
That sounds... It's
this dramatic pause and look is not in the script this week.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
I feel like, I was just going to say, I think you've rehearsed this a little bit this week.
Yeah.
Actually, this is my first time reading, so I'm expecting to burst out in laughter.
Okay.
I really didn't have time tonight to jump on and start reading it before. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Toy Frenzy Patreon. If you love these shows and other podcasts brought to you by the Frenzy Verse, consider signing up for the Toy Frenzy Patreon for as low as $3 a month, and all funds will go right back into the show, paying for editing programs, StreamYards, equipment, and more. And by signing up for Patreon, you also get access to the Toy Frenzy Discord server, where we have channels for everything. Toys of all kinds, brands, music, movies, gaming.
Can I stop you there for just a moment? There are literally channels for everything in the Discord. There is so much in the Discord. I think there's more in the Discord than there is anywhere else in the universe.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to catch up on
though. Skele, shut up.
There's no. I'm saying I'm not done with the Discord. There's still so much more to add.
It is. I just want to say, it's hard for me to get in there and like look at all this stuff. But I am so impressed by what Oz has done with that Discord, man. It is epic. It is a museum of information and knowledge. It's so cool. And everybody, all the patrons coming in and chiming in, it's very cool.
Look, I just set up the categories and the channels. The guys dropping the knowledge are the patrons. It's not me. I haven't put any of my knowledge in there.
You put some in there.
I try my best to read everything.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Please.
No, it was absolutely fine and well worth it. Thank you. I really appreciate hearing that because, I do try my best to make it something that's worth, worth that extra bonus that people are helping us out with here, because we really appreciate what everybody does for the channel and everybody who's signed up, because, like it says, it all goes right back into the channel, right into us doing Toy Frenzy and everything else that we do as well.
Yep.
So thank you, everybody. We really do appreciate that.
I actually was thinking about closing mine down because I feel guilty about it.
Yeah, don't close it down. I mean, I think it's wonderful that people want to like support.
No, I get that. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right.
I don't know what that means. Payne's Toy Samples, is that just under scaling name?
No,
Oh, I see what Payne's asking. No, if you become a Patreon for any one of us, you are included into that Discord.
Yep.
And in fact, you're included into a number of things. So we view our separate Patreons as kind of the same Patreon.
It's a big
you don't have to join us all. You don't have to join just one. You can just pick your favorite and then join that.
And choose.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
You know, there's no such thing as playing favorites here. The money.
I was going to say, because I got the least amount, so I guess I'm not the favorite.
We don't believe in playing favorites, so yeah, it's whoever you choose to support, and it all comes back to the same thing.
And I don't think Ken's ever heard me talk about my patrons, but yes, there are a whole bunch of Ozholes.
Yeah.
And they're led by one giant Ozhole.
That's a great name. Great name.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I've called myself that forever. I've always told people I'm an Ozhole, and I was like, what do I want to call my patrons? So, Ozhole fit.
Toy. Yeah, Ken says.
You should have put Ozhole.
All right.
Ozhole.
Okay. Let me try to make it through the rest of these opening credits here, and then I've got to actually back off the stream for just a moment, and then I will be right back.
Cool.
All right. I don't even remember where I left off, so let me jump back into that from the beginning.
Discord.
Yeah, that's all we've been talking about.
All right. Toys of all kinds, brands, music, movies, gaming, figure collections, customs, toy erotica, fan fiction, and comic book. Had to give a pause there. And comic books. Discord members also get sneak peeks to upcoming content and shows before they are posted on social medias. Be sure to also follow all those wonderful hosts on their social media platforms on Twitter, IG, and Facebook. Please make sure to check out our other weekly content and monthly streams. Sunday afternoon with the Weekly Weirdo live with Skele Vader. Thursday's Toy Frenzy live with Skelly, Oz, and Bobby. Saturday, Ostradamus Toys and monthly episodes of Legion's Class. And currently on hiatus, the Power of Eternia podcast.
Sorry about that.
Tonight's intro is brought to you by My Buddies Customs, aka Gamer Bud, Lord and Master of the Toy Frenzy Introverse. It's a small little world, but I run it. And now on to other sponsors. Are you working long weeks? Do you get home and you are just sort of...
Hey, I don't know if it's going to be what's going to be said.
You know it's going to be.
Hey guys, I've actually got to back out of the chat here for a moment. I'll be right back, but I'm going to have to cut it right there for a sec, okay?
Yeah, no problem. No
All
problem.
right, I'll be back in a moment.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love those intros, man.
Yeah, they're the best.
I don't know how My Buddies Customs comes up with all that without like, I mean, he's just it's amazing. It's like he takes on the voice of a he writes in the voice of a host.
Right.
Very cool. And so yeah, there is bonus content on my channel now because I started a podcast with my pal Mark from the Wake Up Heavy podcast, and so I do post the episodes of Cambridge and with Sean, which is that podcast, a week ahead. Try to do it a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
For folks that are on the Skele Vader Patreon. But yeah, I mean, we're not trying to get folks to give us their money. All the money does go to what we're doing, and so we appreciate that.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, and it's not a competition, but then you can think like it's like Kiss, like who's my favorite member of Kiss, and then contribute to that.
Yep. It's always Peter Chris.
Yeah, is Peter Chris your favorite?
Because I'm a drummer, so I got to go with
Yeah. All right. Well, that makes sense. And I'm a bassist, so it was always Gene Simmons for me.
that. Yeah. But instead of giving you money to Patreon, he takes it out of yours.
That's right. That's right. They just take your money.
Yeah.
It's really good at just being able to take your money. You don't even have to be a Patreon. They just take it.
He'll sign up for yours, but he actually gets to withdraw.
Yeah. I was in the grocery store today, and I noticed, you know how there's those magazines on the rack now that talk about, or that are band focused. Like I saw Fleetwood Mac and some other bands, and then I saw Kiss today.
Yeah.
I was like, man, those guys, they know how to do it. And I was like, and of course, because I'm a fan, I'm leafing through it. And,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
you
And
know,
it's all the photos that you've probably seen a million times. You know, it's the
Absolutely.
same shit. It's just,
Yeah.
they just keep packaging it over and over again.
And at the same time, it's like, well, of course, if you're a fan, you want to get in on that because they show updated information.
Yeah, right. Yep.
What are the guys doing now? Who are the new band members? What Funko Pop? What new versions of the Funko Pops are?
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that was quick.
Well, I just had a very interesting call from Baltimore County Police, and everybody is to hunker inside and lock all of our doors.
Uh-oh.
What?
Is there a
Which,
maniac
for
out
that
there?
kind of look, Baltimore is one of the highest murder capitals in the United States.
I drove through there once.
Yeah,
Once.
and
I want to make sure that you know once.
right. Well, the fact that with that being said, the fact that they put out this kind of call telling us to do this means something pretty serious has to be going on.
Yeah.
So
I think there's someone coming in your back window right back behind you.
oh, is there?
I feel like every time I see that, I think it's a gorilla. Like, coming through. Oh, look, it matches my arms. Is that
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird.
I actually see the blinds like split in there back there a little bit.
Well, it's the windows are very old, so that's like my extra layer of insulation. Thank you very much, Damon. I appreciate it. Yeah, the fact that we got a phone call about this was pretty
a phone
serious.
call. It's not even like an alert or nothing. I mean, they actually called the house.
Yeah, it's an automated response.
Oh, okay.
But I got to tell you, in all of my 38 years, we've never gotten a call from this.
Wow.
It's very, very odd.
Wow.
We've had warnings go out in localized areas, but it's normally in the way of a car driving down the street.
Yeah.
With a megaphone telling people to stay inside, lock all their doors if they're patrolling, looking for somebody. But this was an automated system. It's the first time this ever happened. So
Yeah. Wow.
definitely had to take it a little seriously there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. If things get weird, we'll just end the broadcast and continue.
Oh no, guys, I'm good. I'm strapped around here. There's I can reach in just about any direction, and there's a pointy object for defense.
Okay.
So I'll be good. If somebody really does try to come through the gorilla in the window, I got it.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. I'll keep an eye out for you too.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Have my back for me.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean this stuff's crazy. I mean, I feel like so many. I mean, we don't need to talk about this, but I feel like more and more like crazy things keep happening. And I know that's cyclical. I know that's nothing new, and I know there are periods of time where things get real bad. But yeah. So we leave it to Captain Biscuit 71 to bring it back to positive thinking, which is I got to meet Kiss. That's so cool.
That is awesome. That is definitely awesome.
Yeah. Well, Oz,
did you actually meet all of Kiss, or did you just meet Gene Simmons' tongue?
Oh.
He means that he got. So let's continue on with Buddy's stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And now on to other sponsors. Are you working long weeks? Do you get home and you are just too sore to do anything? Do you look forward to Thursday nights for some relaxation? Well, here at Toy Frenzy, we have just the thing for you. Don't worry, Bobby. No itch relief cream ad this week.
Of course.
Thank you. I'm out. I sold out, so it was a very popular product.
Just sell it to Elon or something?
No.
You sold it to the guy down the street for $5 and said, "Hey."
Yeah, right.
I'm glad it sold out and it didn't end up in Dollar Tree. That would have been embarrassing.
Back on eBay for extra money.
Welcome, Rolando. Good to see you. Good to see you here.
Rolando Flores. Excellent. Glad to have you here.
Hey, and we got Brick something too.
Yes. Brick in the house. Good to have you here, brother. All right. Do you enjoy the feel of damp, moist, plump when you cook them, processed meat stick, delivering the cooling relief of hot, then cold, instant muscle relaxing rub on your back? Well, we got just the thing for you. If you act now in this Toy Frenzy exclusive deal, you can get this 2-pack of Vicks Vapor Rub and Ballpark Franks for your enjoyment.
I already told them don't put anything in there about the Vicks stuff.
That's just going to make them want to do more.
I know. I guess.
What happens when you tell somebody not to push the red button?
I know. You end up crashing through Willy Wonka's ceiling, right?
Well, you're going to love this next part.
Oh, see, it wasn't supposed to be about
me. Wait a minute. It's going to continue?
And if you are a Patreon member, our very own, yes, our very own Bobby Vintage Motu will slap that Vicks on your back with his plump Franks.
Oh,
but
Jesus.
That's not all. If you act now within this episode, Sean Scavarna will show up at your house and throw mashed potatoes at you while doing the water sprinkler dance. And for your very own entertainment, for free.
Wait, I gotta jump in here. I'm watching the chat while we're reading this about the Vicks and the meat slapping, and everybody's talking about The Last of Us episode 3. That's how interested they are in the Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah.
This exclusive deal is only active to the first 5 callers, so call now. That number is 188 I'm sorry, Bobby. And that's 188 I'm sorry, Bobby.
Oh, that's sweet.
And now on to tonight's show. Back to you, boys.
All right. Thanks, bud. I mean, golden words, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Bobby is red right now. It's true.
No, I've been tanning lately. No,
I mean, you live out there in AZ, so yeah.
You can't escape the sun.
And Brick knows. He knows.
Yeah, for sure.
This stuff is a cure-all. Absolutely.
Can it cure depression?
It can make you from getting more depressed.
That's good.
Yeah, because you got to sit there and get it off your damn shirt because you got to love, takes your mind off of it,
Well, I mean, you guys have gone to conventions before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, one, yeah. Oh, okay.
Bring this with you.
Now, you worked at GameStop.
Yeah.
Well, so I feel like Vicks Vapor Rub is essential when you enter certain GameStops.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Kind of is. I mean, I used to use it because, again, I have a bone collection.
Oh, yeah.
Bleach and stuff like that. And, I got to say, there's not a lot of stuff that helps cut out that god-awful stench.
Yeah.
But this stuff, a little bit under here, you're good to go. And it's carried me through a lot.
Yeah. I can just imagine, like, Oz sifting through his bones, putting the vapor rub on his upper lip.
Yeah, well, you can find more of that on the OnlyFans.
Oh, jeez.
I've seen movies like that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What else?
I'm not a
Texas
serial
Chainsaw
killer.
Massacre 2.
He's just a cleanup guy.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
So guys, do we want to unleash the questions now?
Yeah. It's only been out
Definitely.
for 45 minutes.
Let's do it?
I've got
Yeah.
one starred comment. So
Okay. Well,
Skelly.
we're hoping folks will enter in some questions. If you haven't sent us questions through direct message or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, we hope that you have some questions and you're ready to post them here in the chat, and we'll star them and get to them.
At least he's outside your house this time.
No, I when you were telling that story, Oz, I was like, oh my gosh, good thing Buddy's out there to protect us. Buddy's out there to be Bud's out there to be smart for us, to be witty for us, and to protect us now. That's a real friend right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bud.
Also wanted this one. Oz, bring up the jawbridge and send out Battle Cat.
That's right.
Thank you, Captain Biscuit. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
or just throw those pelvises at him that you have in the closet.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff. I got scapulas I can just start chucking at him.
There you go. There you go.
I had a friend that broke his ass jumping off a garage.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, it is, because you can't really sit. It's not comfortable.
Well, he did that when we were in our mid-20s, so it wasn't like we were kids.
Man.
So it's probably even worse then.
He used to go, garage jumping and laying right on the ground.
Oh yeah. Spent plenty of time backyarding, jumping off of
All you hear is,
ridiculously high things.
I think I cracked my ass. You already had one, now you got two. Oh shit!
All right, so Skelly, got the questions. You want to start bringing those up? And I know I actually did get one on.
I didn't get any sent to me.
So I got the first one. I don't have them. I'm not going to type them in or anything and bring them up, but I will read them.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that would take me forever.
Write it down on the pad of paper and then show it.
I did. So this one is from HP Brown Sauce Craft. The first question I got. This is HP Brown Sauce Craft sent the first question through Instagram.
Number one.
Last night. And the question was for all of us, what is the first toy you remember being really excited about?
Ooh.
Now, that's a good question. And I feel like even though I read this last night, I've still been struggling with how I'm going to answer that, because I have an idea, but it's a little fuzzy for me, honestly. At 46, it's a little fuzzy.
The first one that I was excited about getting. That's tough.
It really is, yeah. Because
I got to think back to the 70s here, so you got to give me a minute.
Yeah, seriously.
Well,
mine, the one I decided on goes back to the 70s.
Yeah,
because it was a hand-me-down, and because it came out early 70s and I was born in 76. So, what do you think, guys?
I'm
just gonna
Snaggletooth from Star Wars.
There you go.
I remember seeing it at the Jewel on 106th Street. It was a grocery store I walked down to all the time, and they had a little spindle thing. That's why I remember it, because I remember seeing Snaggletooth on there. They had a bunch of Star Wars characters, but I think that was one of the first ones I got excited about getting. Was that, if I remember right, that's one of the earliest ones I can think of.
That's a good one. That's a good one. If I were to think, I had to think about like what line, and if it was Star Wars, it'd be Greedo for me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that. And what did he say? Did you? Oh, so it wasn't something that I got, but it was definitely something I was excited about for about 5 seconds before my older stepbrother blew it up with firecrackers. But the first toy that I was really excited about was a Fisher Price castle that came with it was 1973 or something. I think we mentioned it in the show before.
Yeah.
It came with like a pink dragon. It was a hand-me-down, and it was the coolest thing in the world, man. I could not even get myself out of that space. I was in it. I was in it every time I was around that castle. I was in it, and that's probably why I love Castle Grayskull so much. But that's my earliest memory. How about you, Oz?
So I would have to say probably, if I really think about it, like the one I remember the most at the youngest age is He-Man, like 100%. Like that is really the one I remember the most at a young age.
Yeah.
But like again, I had my pet monster and I had my buddy, and those guys followed me everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely carried my buddy with me everywhere, just like the commercial. So I would have to say I'd still go with He-Man probably the most, because they definitely got the most play out of. So when we're talking excitement, definitely He-Man.
That's the figure He-Man, the specific figure of He-Man, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Payne's toy sample says Castle Grayskull Christmas '82, first toy I can remember being excited, even though I never heard of it until that day. That's a really cool memory.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm right there with you.
And Damon, did I snag it from Goodwill? No, I didn't. I know. Thank you. So Damon's been sending me link every time he runs across one of those castles on Goodwill. He sends me a link to it. And I swear it's almost like the gods are against me. Like every time I get that link, I'm like looking at it and I'm thinking about it's the end of the month or it's at the beginning of the month, and I don't want to, it's always the shipping's always expensive on it because it's like this big,
Mm-hmm.
But even though it's a really good deal. But so yeah, keep letting me know when you find it, Damon, and I'll eventually get that thing, seriously. So I've been marking a couple of questions that have been coming up. So we got 6, and Oz, you've been doing that too. We got 6 questions there. Shall we go on to the next question?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it. I'm still scrolling through.
Cool. Well, the next one I have here is from Jason from Cracktastic Plastic.
Oh.
He asked, what do you do with your boxes? Keep them, throw them away? I have an attic filled with giant boxes filled with smaller boxes. Are we all doomed?
Is he talking about like the action figure boxes? Like
I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about. Like, what do we do? What do we do with the packaging? I'm almost embarrassed to say my answer to this,
I collect cereal monster boxes, so I can't throw them out either, But
man, so what do we do with our boxes, guys?
Right now, my cards are actually all sitting in a big box with my scrapbook supplies, so I can get back to doing the scrapbooking. Because I'm making a scrapbook out of all the card backs with all the art on them. It's an awesome idea and a nice way to keep them confined. Plus, I can always add pages to the book, so as more waves come out, I've got more room. I saw that eye roll, Bobby.
I know.
But the other boxes I also save because I have not yet figured out what I want to do or how I want to display those boxes. But just the works of art that they are is phenomenal. So I just can't bring myself to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep all my classics boxes, and Yeah, my other boxes I open figures because I always think if I needed to move them, I'd store them back in there. But
Yeah, I have a different answer than you guys. I pretty much get rid of all the packaging except for a few images that I am like particularly drawn to. And it's no surprise I already regret some of the things that I've gotten rid of, but I'm a storer of the plastic, but not really a storer of the packaging.
yeah, I see a lot of guys on YouTube that do that. They open it up and they say this was garbage, and they just toss it. You know,
Now what's interesting is that that's definitely not how I feel about it. I feel like it's hard for me to throw it away, but I do end up throwing most of it away. But I am good about trying to figure out what's recycled and what should be recycled and what shouldn't be. So I do try to do that. But I save the images that really like strike a chord for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Boxes within the attic and the garage. Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
I mean, that's what our house is, right? It's a big box.
yeah.
It's a box within
yeah.
a box within a box.
Little boxes.
So while I'm scrolling through these upper comments here, and I'm seeing some things that we missed earlier on,
Okay.
and I wanted to highlight this one here because Ken says TKO has nothing on Toy Frenzy. And this was back when we were talking around the Thundercats talk and everything. Ken, TKO is an amazing program. I absolutely love watching you, love jumping on there with you when I get the chance. And, you know, it's has nothing, you know, there's no such thing as has a nothing on. I mean, we're all growing, we're all becoming bigger channels. And what I love is the fact that I can go over into your chats and watch TKO, and I'm seeing the same names that are coming in here and watching us. You know, it's one toy community, one family, you know.
I mean, look at me. I can't even look at the camera sometimes.
Well, it's because you're bashful, Bobby.
What if we all did this?
Is it that annoying?
The whole show?
It's not annoying, but I think it's.
I can't hold my arm up like that.
I think it could become our signature.
We can do the whole, like, was that the Wednesday Addams thing?
Yeah. I think that's what, honestly, Bobby, I think that's part of why the people that come and visit us on this show and watch this show and join us in the chat, and they really, you have a character. And part of it is this.
I know.
Part of it's this. Yeah.
I apologize.
People love you, Bobby. Don't apologize. People love you.
That's right. You keep being you, brother. We're here for it.
Well, I get help from somebody else that does it to me.
Like you're all auditioning for Phantom of the Opera. That's right.
Yeah. Hey, Phantom of the Opera is my favorite story of all time.
I did Sweeney Todd in high school. I'd love to do Phantom of the Opera. That's
cool. Carol said 3 different personalities. That's true. I'm still trying to figure out mine.
You got
I don't
yours.
label mine.
Yeah.
Oh, she was talking about all of us. I thought she was just talking about me.
Oh. About me, and about me, right? That's 3 personalities.
That's so true. Right. Oh, Damon, that's nice. We appreciate that. Lucky Charms. All right.
Lucky Charms gets me upset, man. I used to eat that like crazy when I was a kid. I can't eat it no more.
It hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it.
Brain. It hurts my brain.
It hurts my stomach.
Oh, man.
You always have to make Lucky Charms.
Shit.
All right. Here's another question from, and this is lengthy a little bit, but this is another question from Stephen Turner. Wait, did we answer the last one? Yeah, we did. Thank you, Jason, for that last comment or last question.
Yeah, about the boxes. Yep.
Boxes within boxes within boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Turner. Hey guys, love you. Love the show. Man, that's so sweet. Like, how do you start off with something that rad?
I know. That's it. That's the question. No.
That's the question. Love you. Love the show.
Maybe.
That's the question.
Do we love it?
Do I love it? I know the Road Ripper was the super fast He-Man vehicle back in the 80s. However, when I was a kid in the 70s, oh man, I know where he's going with this. We had the Evil Knievel stunt cycle, and man, that thing was crazy awesome. Yes, indeed, and that thing was fast too.
Yeah, I actually had that myself.
Yeah, I know a couple people, toy collectors, that are obsessed with that thing, and I understand it.
It was fun.
So,
I used to play it in the kitchen because we had the tile, like a linoleum floor.
there
So
you
it just
go.
Yeah.
There you
Like
go.
one room in the house that always had, you know, the linoleum, and it wasn't the tile, so there wasn't like the actual dips.
Yeah,
It's just that laid out linoleum is perfect for that stuff.
Yeah, that thing would fly. I'd always hit the kitchen table or something, or crash into the sink.
Absolutely. I'm laughing because what? Where's the Sweeney Todd footage? I want to see that, Brick, for sure.
Look, all right. Oz is like a Sasquatch. You know, up until recently, I was, you know, often seen, rarely photographed.
So when you watched the play, you weren't sure if you were seeing you?
There was hair, like all this hair, not like the long hair that you've seen from me, but the hair.
That's awesome. All right, so the second part of, so he's making a statement, right? Evil Knievel stunt cycle is amazing. So if this kind of super-powered stunt toy existed in the He-Man universe, okay, what do you think it would be called? What would it look like? And which character would get to ride it? And does Skeletor get his own evil version of the toy as well? Well, that's interesting because I immediately went to villains with this.
Yeah, me too. I did too.
I didn't think Heroes got it at all. In fact, I don't think Heroes would get it. You saw their vehicles, like the Dragon Walker. You know, it's like
by the time it ever made it anywhere,
right? Yeah. The war was over with. Whoever got to ride that was the lucky bastard. You know?
I love that. I love in the Filmation cartoon, it still moved just as slow as the toy.
That was cool, though. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, me too. It's amazing. Yeah. But you know, I guess the good guys had the Ground Ripper too. So, all right, what I immediately went to villains. I immediately pictured Trapjaw.
So did I.
Yeah, on some badass like motorcycle.
Yeah.
Kind of like what the CGI cartoon vehicle toy came out with recently.
Yeah, kind of.
Trapjaw and a kind of like big wheel speedster thing.
Yeah.
And then Danny Phillips said Dragstore. He's a character in a vehicle in one. And in fact, I think that's probably what their intention was with Dragstore.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's actually exactly where I was going with it. You know, I was going to say Dragstore.
Yeah, I like Dragstore. He's cool. I like the story behind him too. The warrior machine.
Well, I like the fact that him and Extendar were like best friends.
Yeah.
And they used to like race together too. So it like leads right into this.
Yeah, they're good.
HP Brown Sauce is joining us. Hello, good to see you. We just answered your question. We just answered your question. So you'll have to go back and watch our answer to your question. But yeah, so Dragstore, are we pretty much all in agreement with that? Like maybe if they were to re-release Dragstore, here's the thing. If they release Dragstore as an Origins figure, he's got to be like, there's no cutting. There shouldn't be any shortcuts on this. Actually,
no.
He's got to be a speedster. I mean,
right.
We didn't get that with the Ground Ripper. We got to get that with Dragstore.
Yeah, you can't be something that you can't roll on the ground. He'd just be a flat tire.
I mean, and I have this fear that if they put him out, he'll just have wheels, you know, and you'll have to push him as opposed to
like little tiny ones like on his wrists and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not going to work for me. Mattel, if you're listening, that's not going to work for us. We need a Dragstore that like destroys the road,
or maybe
the kitchen tile.
He'll have like a little thing that you hook up as like a pump, and it's like air that just kind of blows across.
That would be that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Like a big fart.
Radical Toys.
You made a fart sound.
Yeah.
What is this Saturday show again already?
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be like a you know, like a motor sound, but it comes out like a fart, and it's just air that blows up.
Maybe the sound of a Civic.
Yeah.
Every time I love Harley Davidsons, but every time I hear them, they just sound like amplified farts, man. Amplified and extended farts.
Sounds like a band name, Amplified Farts.
That's right. That's Green Jello's next band.
Nice.
Well, all right.
I wanted to give a shout out and say hello to Radical Toys joining us in the chat here.
Cool. Yes. Hello. Good to see you.
Good to have you, brother. Thank you for showing up.
And did you already post this, Damon? Don't forget that like button, folks. Every time you push that button, Skelly buys a detail. Oh my God. If that was the case, I'd be in really big trouble here at home.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even.
Real big trouble.
Like, he'd be building a house of Detolfs around his house at that point.
That's the best idea. A house of Detolfs.
It would not be very structural sound, and insulation would suck.
All right. So the next question from Facebook. So this is it for my from the questions that were submitted. Oh no, I got that one from collecting. It's from Jared. I know his name. His name's Jared. I forget the name of his YouTube name. But this one's from Sean Scavarna. Will Sean ever be invited back as a guest after last week's Fall Apart Giggling episode?
I already told him he could.
Oh, you betcha.
Absolutely, yes, 100%. You don't have to know Sean if you're watching this right now, and I hope you are. That totally made my day. Hearing like 5 minutes deep of you giggling was like fantastic. You all just made my day when I was listening to that rerun. So good.
That's what we wanted. We wanted to make people laugh.
Like a police squad episode.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
All right. So then I'm going to go to Jared's. Let's see here. Sorry.
Go to Jared.
All right.
I got that.
I know. I just threw it out there.
What did you say?
I said you got to go to Jared.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. What's your next major building project, like Snake Mountain Fright Zone? So it's directed to me, or Grayskull type thing. Ever thought about building a Death Star or Emperor's Throne Room display? Well, same thing with the Detolfs. If I were to build a Death Star, because scale is everything for me, I'd be in real big trouble here at home, Jared. So I'm not going to build a Death Star until I win the lottery and can buy a warehouse and build gigantic things. And I totally would. But I've thought of, so the next thing that I am building though is I just got a commission from a guy who lives about 2.5 hours away, 2 hours away. And I'm going to be building a Snake Mountain again. So I'm going to be doing another Snake Mountain. And of course, because I learned a lot from the previous one, it should be a totally interesting new build. And I'm really excited to get started on that. It's going to be 4 feet long by 4 feet tall. So similar in size to the other one. So thank you for that question, Jared. Appreciate it.
I wish I could come over and just watch you do it one day.
Yeah, well, you guys should. We should do that. I mean, I'm honestly, like, the videos are fun, like, to make, because I know then it gives people access to that experience, but it's not the same as like hanging out, drinking some fizzy water and talking about it while you're making it happen. It's like, it's not the same. Yeah, brewing a nice pot of coffee and getting only part of the work done because you're spending most of the time talking. That would be fun. We could do an episode. We could do an episode.
Yeah, do an actual live episode of it.
Yeah, because I can't build crap, so.
Well, there you go. It'd be a learning and instruction.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would like to see, someone do it. Yeah.
Well, I have a real strong feeling about the word "can't," Bobby. So we talk about that.
It's like that. Yeah.
It's like we can do it, but it's whether we really want to put in the time, because it's tedious. It's hard. I mean, it's not easy, but yeah, I had never built anything like that until I did the Grayskull. It was totally new to me and scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. I just don't know how to start, where to start, what to use, what to do,
Yeah. And that's why YouTube's awesome, because I learned a lot of diorama building tips from people who make like train set thing, the train set dioramas, and I was like, okay, this is probably possible.
Absolutely.
The only thing I ever built was a stage in some kid's basement that we could play, so I could put my drums on there, and that was it.
Oh,
that's awesome.
And that's how you get started. That's rad.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you get started.
Yeah, until the parents came down and said, "What the hell are you building in my basement?"
That's right. Who's this kid building this thing in the basement? Yeah, for sure.
What's all that racket?
Yeah.
Drums. Totally just the drums. Not building a stage.
Yeah. Get Bobby out of the house. He makes too much noise.
Well, shoot, we got we have 10 questions in the chat. Should we start there?
Yeah, we could do that.
Well, I was gonna say I've just got the one off of Instagram, and this one's from Damon, who's in the chat tonight.
Okay.
But again, wanted to give a shout out. We've got Star Wars collecting and hobbies also joining us tonight in the chat. Thank you for jumping in and checking us out. We appreciate that.
So I want to know if collecting and hobbies maximum. So that's that's Jared, I'm pretty sure. But is Star Wars collecting and hobbies an associated channel? Because that's interesting, right? I guess we can all be we would all be collecting and hobbies, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
That's cool.
Absolutely. So, the one question I got from Damon is, what is your name? What is your quest? And what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? It's supposed to be carrying a coconut, by the way.
Right.
But
is it an African swallow?
See, Bobby has the rest of the skit down. Thank you.
Come on, it's a great movie, man. You gotta get it.
Oh God, it's fantastic. Monty Python's one of the greatest works of all time.
The best.
Yeah.
So, my name is Oz, as you know. And this one up here, this is Skelly. This is Bobby. Okay. And our quest is to just completely just have fun chatting with you guys, talking about toys, talking about our passions, what we love to do.
Yep.
That is the frenzy. That is the frenzy.
It's the ultimate frenzy.
Yeah.
And the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow carrying a coconut, well, swallows cannot carry a coconut. So there's that. That automatically takes it out of the equation. However,
so you're saying coconuts migrate on their own?
Didn't you know?
Yeah, right?
I'm just saying, swallows can't carry the coconut. However, the airspeed velocity of a European unladen swallow is 24 miles per hour.
Okay.
Whoa. Bringing the knowledge.
Hey, look, I Googled it. I ain't trying to say like I knew that crap. As soon as he asked, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give him an answer because that's what this is about. So I looked it up.
That's right. An answer to the question as if it's a literal question.
Yeah. I take that very seriously.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's good stuff.
That's awesome. So any other questions before we jump into the chat questions that have popped in tonight?
Yeah, is Gamer Bud still in Oz's shrubbery?
Yeah.
He's keeping me safe, man. He's really keeping me safe out there. I actually was able to find out what's going on right now. Cool. I can see why. It's pretty serious what happened.
Wow.
You guys interested?
Sure.
Yeah.
So apparently, and again, I'm not trying to bring the mood down or anything like that.
I will bring it back up.
But of course, so a police detective was actually shot and his vehicle was stolen.
Oh, wow.
So that's why they've got everybody on lockdown right now.
Yeah.
That happened a week and a half ago here. So it was a pretty, we couldn't figure out what was going on until it was finally released.
Yeah. Well, apparently a chase ensued, but then the suspect bailed and ran out into a wooded area, which, hey, guess what? I live right next to a really densely wooded area right out back. Mm-hmm. So
just don't answer your door.
Yeah, just don't pull up your shades.
I'll answer my door. I'll answer my door with one of these or something, you know.
Uh,
I got stuff all around me. I'll answer the door. It'll be fine. I'll just go, can I help you?
Is that a spatula?
you see this machete? It's going to go right up your asshole.
That's right.
Oh man,
They call me Italian. Let me show you why.
Oh, Jesus.
terrifying.
It's my
right.
special.
Let's see. All right. So collecting and hobbies maximum has another question here. Did the same thing. I did the same thing when I saw the set. Oh wait. Does Thunder Punch He-Man have an action feature? Okay, so he was referring to us talking about the missing action features.
Oh, yeah.
Neck and I don't think Thunder Punch. Oh wait, yes. Thunder Punch
He does spring.
does.
Yeah.
Springs, and he does a little click sound.
He's got
right?
the sound. Right.
Yeah. So he does, and honestly, guys, I'm not too excited about buying Thunder Punch He-Man, but he has that gold sword, and that gold sword is gonna look real good with if you get that new Mr. T that's coming out, or if you have the previously released Mr. T in the origin scale, like that gold sword's gonna look real good with him. I'm just saying. Yeah, so yeah, he has the action feature, collecting and hobbies maximum. All right, so Bobby's laughing. All right, so we got. Let's go on to the next one. This is for everybody. What do you think about the new drop, Mattel creations made for Valentine's Day? Well, do we want to? I created a little slideshow with the images of that. Do we want to save that for later?
Yeah, we could get to that later. Yeah.
Get to that later because
Yeah.
it's gonna be a conversation for sure. So
Yeah.
John, we're gonna hold on to that for a little bit and get back to it a little bit later if you don't mind. Holy moly, there's 22 additional chats happening.
That's
Oz,
awesome.
are you looking for questions?
Yes, I am. I'm keeping it scrolled down here.
Cool. Duchess of Darkness, Bobby.
Yeah.
Why is Trapjaw one of your favorite figures?
Well, the first time I saw him, he just struck me because of his colors, his visuals, his weapons. I love the jaw, the pink head. Yeah, he's just, to me, the most striking figure I've ever seen. And I just loved how cool he looked. He was just mean looking and just awesome. I mean, he has so much. It's like they took everything awesome and put him just into one figure for Masters of the Universe, I think. I mean, he's got the hook or the loop thing on his head so he can swing down with a rope. I mean, he's fantastic. I just love that character so much. I mean, I tattooed him on my arm. I don't even know which one I've got anymore. It's on this one. Stupid ass. But yeah. That's why. I mean, ever since I saw the commercial for him and he was on the cartoon, I just loved him. It's just, he's always been my favorite, hands down.
What's not to love about that character, man?
I know.
And you've all heard this before, but when he was the first Masters of the Universe figure that I reacted to in a visceral way. I saw him from 2 aisles away, just behind it, right to that guy. There were all these other figures on the wall, but that one, just those colors. You're right. The colors, the play features. He's just so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the blue, and he's got the black legs, and the black arm, and the robotic arm. One's robot, It's
yes.
I mean, he's got so much to him, Plus, he's got that cool belt with the skull and crossbones on. I mean, he can carry his weapons with him. It's awesome. He's just so cool. And
I love his jaw.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really got me was that jaw. That's part of his name too. So yeah, he's cool. That's why he's my favorite. Thank you for that question. Yes,
HP Brown Sauce Craft, chiming in on the color. Damon, he's a gorgeous. Blue, black, green, maroon, all thrown in together, and it
pink.
Worked.
Yeah, I mean even the even this type of figure of him is just
Yeah, for
cool.
sure.
I mean, he's just badass. I just love
He's
him.
badass.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, a gun, claw, and a hook. It's cool stuff.
Did you ever get the giant Funko Pop of him?
Yeah, I do. I showed it on the show. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. That's
you
right.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got, the questions are stacking up here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and unstar some of these that we've already answered. Okay. Thanos Copter. If you guys could revive another 80s property as a toy line and show, what would you go with? Well, I have my answer, but what do you guys think?
I know mine.
What's yours?
Dino Riders.
Oh, yeah, that
You-
makes sense.
You
Yeah.
guys weren't so familiar with it,
Right.
but it was a toy line. It had a cartoon. It was a very short-lived cartoon. I'd be about Dino Riders all the way.
That's cool. Yeah, I can see that. Bobby, how about you?
I have a hard time with revival shows, revival toys. I really don't like it too much because it's kind of, I don't know, it's not the same. You can't remake something again in a way. That's how I am.
Yeah.
Like I was a big fan of the original Voltron.
Yeah.
And when they redid it on Netflix, I couldn't handle it. I just did not like it. I didn't like the way they changed things. I mean, even if they tried I know we're into the origins and all that stuff, that's good, but making a cartoon again, it's tough for me to watch. I have a hard time with watching new stuff. I don't know what it is, but I have a hard time with it. But if they did, and it was something that they can actually pull off, I would like to see something that might not be as popular, maybe like Starcom, something
Yeah,
like
okay.
that, because that was a short cartoon.
Yeah.
Something like that would probably work. I think it would be hard for me to see like another GI Joe, the Transformers, a Mask. I don't think I can see any of that as a revived show, but I think maybe Starcom and what was that other one? It was a short cartoon as well. Where they're all on mountains and they were always zip line through everything. I can't remember the name of that.
Yeah.
Skylanders, not Skylanders.
No, not Skylanders.
It's Sky something. Yeah, that could work too. I think because that wasn't as popular either. I think something like that would work. Something new.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sky Commanders.
Sky Commanders, yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one of those, because those are two short cartoons, are like 13 episodes apiece. So they're not as huge. But I think something like that could be revived and actually give it a little bit more life than what it had. I think that would work.
Yeah, I agree. It has to be right?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
And that's probably part of the reason why we get a little disappointed whenever there's a reboot for Masters, because it's like, or Star Wars or any IP for that matter. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's hard for it to completely honor where it came from. So in that vein, I feel like the coolest vintage figures to come out new recently have been the Playmates. Basically, like Playmates are basically reissues of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures.
Yeah.
They're pretty much exactly the same figures. So I would love if they did the same thing with GoBots. Not a reimagining of GoBots,
Yeah.
but a reissuing of them exactly as they were, because part of their charm, the GoBots' charm for me as a kid, was that they weren't as fancy. They were a little bit wonky.
Yeah.
They weren't as fancy as Transformers, and I liked that they were a little bit more like clunky, and I admired that. I liked the aesthetic of that. Wheeled Warriors, yeah.
That could be redone. I think Wheeled Warriors.
Yeah,
Pirates of Darkwater
too. Yeah, for sure. That's a little bit past my time, but yeah.
Yeah. I know what that cartoon is, but I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Dark
Oh,
Water
you
one.
guys got to watch it. It was good. And then they left it at a cliffhanger too. And
Yeah.
that was the worst part because there was never going to be a finish to that.
Yeah,
Is
see, and I've always had issues with 90s cartoons. I just don't think they're as good as 80s cartoons.
I'm with you on that, Bobby. It's a little bit hard, a little bit difficult.
Even G.I. Joe in the 80s was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you get the ones that came out in the early 90s that they just paled
Yeah.
compared to that. It just didn't feel right.
It really, I think
yeah.
it depends on your generation too.
It
you know?
does. That's what I'm saying. Like kids nowadays would hate our He-Man. They would love the new ones. You know, I have nothing against anything new. It's just personally, I don't, I can't get into certain things like that.
I think it's what we experience in our formative years.
Yeah, right.
Really solidifies what we like. And
yeah. Maybe Centurions could also maybe get something new.
Check out Ramen Toy. He's on Facebook. And well, Ace is also on IG as well. Check out Ramen Toy. He's doing Commanders. And if you're looking for Centurions, check him out. He also is working really hard to revive Mask as well as Machina.
Yeah,
that's cool. I think I would like to see Thundar the Barbarian come back.
Oh, I don't know.
Really?
That cartoon is so perfect. I don't think you can redo it.
I think if it was done in an epic scale, it would be awesome.
I mean, yeah, I always give everything a chance. I don't just say no, I'm not going to watch it. But I really like that, and Black Star as well.
Oh yeah, Black Star for sure. Yeah,
but I don't.
Definitely Black Star. I mean, there's really just so many different ones that would really make a great comeback. But my question, again, like we're talking about here, would the revival work in today's day and age? I mean, let's face it, one of the reasons that maybe all this talk about Motu coming out of big box retail and not selling as well there is partially because are the kids today excited about it? Connor loves it. He's excited about it because of me.
Right. But I've always thought that myself. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really tough to bring something back. So I mean, it really just kind of depends. Like, is it something that we could support, or how do we transition the media to the younger audience of today? I really think the CGI He-Man is actually a great point for that.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Yeah.
But is there enough marketing behind it? Are kids like getting into it? If they were showing commercials for that on like network television and it was coming on like Saturday morning cartoons, I think He-Man, the CGI He-Man, would be just as popular today as it was with us when we were kids. Yeah. Except maybe even more so, because I think a lot of us would be watching it with our kids too. Like, yes.
And you got to take into account a lot of households probably don't have Netflix and stuff either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a very narrow audience.
Ooh. Yeah. Wait, whose comment was Herculoids?
Oh,
yeah, Thundar and Herculoids, Black Star, absolutely, all those things.
I think Herculoids, because that's the 60s.
Yeah.
So that could definitely come back. And I think that
Loop.
Yeah. I think they could do something good with that because that's an older style cartoon.
That's true.
Yeah.
So Danny's saying cartoons are hard for kids to get into now. They all on iPads. And I don't think it's so much that it's hard for kids to get into cartoons. It's just giving them the right type of exposure to them.
Yeah. You also got to think too, when we were kids, the cartoons were different. They're all like action based, for guys, and stuff. Nowadays, you got all these different style of cartoons like SpongeBob and that style, like regular show. I'm thinking, this is a few years ago, but styles like that now, and it's it's kids. I don't know if they would get into it as much. Everything's different nowadays. It seems
that's true.
They like a lot of different things.
Yeah.
There's a lot to choose from.
And then HP Brown Sauce Craft, you got to give Mask another chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got all the original figures right there.
Oh,
And,
that's awesome.
and knowing
That's a kick-ass
he
cartoon.
will
Yeah.
give it another chance.
Mask is awesome.
Yeah. Now, I want to go back to here. Damon pointed out that Motu Origins Cork posted a few questions at around 9 p.m. Hopefully we can find them. I just went through and tried to find the earliest comments in the chat, and I couldn't. So
Skelly.
I'm not seeing it.
It's all right. I'll get them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe you could see them on YouTube, not in the StreamYard yet.
Right.
Or something. Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. Now, I will, in the meantime, we'll go to Captain Biscuit 71's question. Okay, nitty gritty. Your favorite Motu figure of all time? We know Bobby's. We probably predict your Bobby's. His is Zombie Comic Con He-Man. Yeah, that is a pretty awesome figure. Favorite figure of all time? Like design, right? That's pretty much like what we're talking about. I'd have to say maybe for me, Beastman.
Beastman's good.
Beastman's great. It's the colors, it's the face paint, the markings on his face, it's the sculpt of the head. Part of why I love Moss Man. The armor. Yeah, I'd say Beastman, like OG Beastman. Oz, how about you?
It's tough because when it comes to Motu, there are so many ridiculously awesome sculpted figures. There's a variety of reasons for these figures to be awesome, between play features, look.
Yeah.
I mean, Cobra Khan's got to be one of my favorites of all time. He's a snake, and I love snakes. Spray feature.
It's simple. It's like
everything.
He's just simple, and it's like almost like a perfect figure, right?
Yeah, but then you got stuff like, again, I'm a sucker for like glow in the dark stuff. So then you got stuff like Scare Glow, where it's like that's his whole play feature, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really tough for me to try and just pick one favorite. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on it a little bit more. Maybe at the end of the episode, we'll loop back and I'll try to really come up with a definitive answer for which one is my absolute favorite.
Yeah. And honestly, Captain Biscuit 71, it varies. Like for me, like month to month almost. I remember how cool Mantenna is. I'm like all about Mantenna that month, and then I remember how cool Trapjaw is. I'm all about Trapjaw and Merman, and it just varies. You know what? I'm gonna just say this: the Filmation Super 7 Merman is spectacular.
Yeah,
spectacular. I might even, now that I've thought about it out loud, I might even just say that's the one. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's real good. All right, the next one on the list is, when did you first diving into creating art and sculpting? I was a kid, Eldor. I was drawing monsters as far back as I can remember. It started with Star Wars, then it went into Masters of the Universe, and it went into Muppets, and it just, honestly, I can't remember. I don't have a memory where I wasn't like drawing some weirdo. But sculpting, so making visual art has always been part of my life, but serious sculpting didn't really start until the late 90s, and then I took a long break and then got back into it when I made that gray skull, and it was terrifying. So I hope that answers your question, Eldor. Sorry guys, that was Eldor just talking right to me.
That's fine.
Let's see. And the next one is from Brick Something. Do you have any toys that you didn't truly appreciate until years later after no longer having it? Oh, yes.
a lot.
Yeah. I mean, Brick Something's probably asking that question because he knows like that comes with the territory if you like toys.
I don't know if I never appreciated anything I had.
Right. It's hard to say that I didn't fully appreciate because I played the hell out of my toys.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
And I didn't have a ton of them, but I don't think I ever not had anything I didn't appreciate.
right. Yeah. I mean, there's probably some I wish I'd played with a little bit more. So it's not that I didn't truly appreciate it, but there are definitely some that I gotta say I really, really wish uh, I would have played with more at the time. I did want to say I have loaded up on YouTube and tried to go all the way back to the beginning of the chat, but because we are live, it will not let me load
Oh,
the very beginning. If
Then
anybody is able to,
I
who's in the
remember.
chat
I,
now,
I know he had a couple questions. I remember what he said. He asked if we met anybody like our hero or anybody famous.
oh, that's a good question.
That was
Yeah.
one of them.
oh, I've met quite a lot of celebrities actually. So,
If you had to pick like a hero though, like as like that's somebody that you put on a kind of awesome verse pedestal.
Stan Lee and Todd McFarlane at
Oh
the same
shit.
time. Well, I mean, I'd already met Todd
That's,
year previous.
yeah.
But when I was working at GameStop and they were doing the GameStop Managers Conference, the one year that Lego Marvel Superheroes came out, Stan Lee was at Managers Conference, and you could, wait in line to go see him and everything like that. But he had limited time he was there, and I saw how long his line was and realized there is no way I'm gonna make it to him by the time I was going to, by the time he'd be leaving. So I just kind of like walked away from the line, thought I'd missed my chance there. And I walked over to Todd. Todd barely had anybody in line. And Todd's always really amazing. And I went up to him because, like I said, he didn't really have a whole lot of people there at the time. Because, again, a lot of people were lined up for um, Stan Lee. So I went up to him and I was chit chatting with him, and I had him sign my issue of, um, the first appearance of Venom. I had it in a graphic novel, and he signed that for me, of course, since he was the first artist that drew Venom. And while we're standing there, all of a sudden this crowd starts forming around and everything like that. Stan Lee came up behind Todd. Now, because Stan was at that time done, I couldn't get my picture with them. I couldn't get him to sign anything, but I do have a picture of the two of them standing together
That's
from
cool.
when I met them there. But yeah, like if you want to talk about like top amazing experiences in my life, the fact that I was standing within 20 feet of both of them at the same time is pretty high up there on my list.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
a good one. How about you, Bobby?
Yeah, I got three. I met Svengoolie, one of my all-time favorite heroes.
Yeah.
Horror host from Chicago. And then I met Jerry Only from the Misfits. I had a chat with him.
Yeah, that's cool too.
And then I also met Mike Mignola. Since I'm a big Hellboy fan, he's one of my favorite artists, and I got to talk with him for a little bit. He was real cool, real nice guy. But yeah, I met Mignola at a Comic-Con. Svengoolie I met on the street in Chicago, and Jerry Only I met at the concert because I was the chapter head for the Fiend Club in Chicago at the time.
Yeah.
So I got special things to be able to talk with the Misfits and stuff like that at that point. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's good. Those are good.
Yeah. So I got those guys' autographs and stuff. I'm not a big autograph chaser, but it was still cool to get them.
Well, when it comes to people who you like admire, you want
Yeah.
it's almost better to have just a conversation with them than to get an autograph.
Well, that's what I always said. It's more of the experience and the
Yeah.
to talk with them than it is the hey, could I have your autograph, type shit. And
agree.
then they sign it and then you pass you off. But if they actually talk with them and stuff, it was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Svengoolie was really nice. He was funny.
Yeah.
Mignola was real nice. He was kind of quiet guy, but he was really cool. And Jerry Only is just Jerry Only. He's kind of like full of himself, a little bit, but he's you're the chapter head from the Fiend Club. Okay, yeah. Well, next time we're gonna be sending you this, because they used to send me all these kits and stuff, for their concerts and stuff like that. So it was cool stuff. Cool. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Yeah,
that's great, man.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly appreciate you remembering at least that one, Bobby. If anybody else is able to get back to the beginning of the chat before the show started, if anybody's been here from that time and can pull those up, send them to either Skelly or myself on IG.
Yeah,
pop them back down in the chat in here. We'll star them and we'll try to make sure we get an answer for them here.
No, I'm gonna keep my eye on the IG, but I also want to answer that question too, because I met a hero of mine out in front of the JFK airport, David Lynch.
Oh.
And he was standing out there.
From Dockin, you talk about?
No, David Lynch, the film director.
Oh, I thought you meant the guitarist.
No. Though that would be cool too. The movie maker, David.
Oh, okay.
And he was out in front of waiting out there for a car or something in front of the airport, and he was pulling out a cigarette, because he's a heavy smoker. He's pulling out a cigarette, and I happened to have a lighter on me, and I was like, I want to, this is a chance to meet David Lynch, so I went over, lit his cigarette, and what did he say? It's so nice to have a cigarette. That's what he said.
Really?
I was like, yep, that sure is. And that was it. But I stood there with him sort of in silence for about a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was enough for me. Just standing there in silence, sort of looking out at the cars driving by.
Yeah.
That was cool. I also want to answer Brick Something's question too. There is a figure, one particular figure comes to mind for me for that, which is Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Krang figure, I think it was given to me on a birthday. I wasn't that interested. But after all these years, to me, that's the figure that I wish I still had. I think about that figure a lot. It's like a weird thing. I do appreciate Krang a lot more now, many years later. So yeah, any luck finding any more of those questions from Mo2 Origins Cork?
I think another one was, he said that, what's your favorite cartoon theme song, and can you whistle it?
Oh.
That's a good one. It's a really good
You like
one.
the Pink Panther, huh?
Yep, love it.
All right, let me see if I can whistle it.
Oh.
It's an X-Men theme.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I was going to say Inspector Gadget. I don't know why. That.
Yeah, that's Inspector Gadget there.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Bobby? Come on, let's hear it.
I can't whistle.
I don't want to hear that.
I can't whistle.
Oh my God!
Oh, come on! No. You can blow one cheek squeak at your booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's just David Lynch. David Lynch is cool.
It would be the Masters of the Universe theme.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's always a classic.
See, I can't do it.
Hey, you did it. That's all we need is those first 5 notes, right?
How about that? That works.
Nice. Good job.
Whistle, 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 whistle.
And he got it.
Nolan's question is, would I ever do a throne room from the Mo2 movie? Yeah, totally I would. Again, I would want to make sure, Now we know that throne room is huge. It's amazing. It's epic. That would be a really fun thing to make. But I envision something like that being like a corner of a toy room, something that's big enough that you can kind of get it, like feel like you can get inside of.
That throne room is so massive though. So
Yeah.
like it's really tough to get that. Danny's working on one though. Danny Phillips, he's gonna be working
Yeah.
on making
Oh
that throne
yeah,
room
yeah,
to scale. So
that's right.
even if we're not, hopefully we can all get to enjoy it and live through Danny's passion of making that and bringing it into reality. Speaking of which, he wanted to mention his favorite there, the really catchy Shira theme.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Captain Planet as well, definitely another catchy one.
Yep.
Well, Mask's got a real good one too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it
They
does.
were so good, those themes.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that? And I've told people this that love the CGI show. I cannot stand that theme song. I
Yeah, it's
cannot
awful.
stand it. I love the show. I honestly, I will say that I love the CGI show. I finally can say I can admit that I love it because it's really good. It's solid, but I cannot stand that theme song. I can't stand it. It just does not do anything for me. And I know it's contemporary, so that just
Yeah.
shows how old I am, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're all past the point now where that new stuff sounds good to us.
Yeah.
I get off like on Barney Miller and Taxi theme, you know. So the new stuff is just,
Yeah.
Oh man, I love the Barney Miller theme.
yeah. I could play that on the bass actually.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was one of the things I wanted to make sure I learned was that, and I could play it.
Yeah. What's the first song you learned on the bass guitar?
The
Bobby?
first song was "I Turned Into a Martian" by the Misfits.
That's cool.
Nice.
My first song I learned on the bass guitar was "Heroin" by the Velvet Underground.
Oh wow. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, I Dream of Jeannie for sure.
Yeah. All those older shows, they all had great theme songs.
Epic theme songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gummy Bears. Yeah, Gummy Bears had a catchy theme too. The next question. Oh, Night Court. Oh my gosh.
Technically, that's a question I'll start. We'll get.
Yeah. They actually got a second season coming. I don't know how, but
What?
yeah.
I
Wait
mean,
a
there's
minute.
the reboot going on now.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the reboot. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, that's crazy. I had no idea. That's funny. Captain Biscuit 71. Does anyone else see the resemblance of Trapjaw and the cannibal from Judge Dredd? Yeah, yeah.
I don't know Judge Dredd too much, so I can't answer that.
Hold on, Bobby. I got you.
Oh yeah, Oz is taking care of that. I see a resemblance for sure.
He's got me.
Yeah,
That slang. I don't like that one. I got you.
I got you.
It just sounds
Got
weird.
you.
It sounds like a sneeze.
That's what I was about to say. It's like I got you.
Is it
Say,
hype?
bless you, damn it. Like that, just like that. Bless you, damn it.
I don't need to be blessed.
You've got this.
I got me.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna do a quick share screen here.
All right. It's not working. There it goes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so there's definitely like some similarities there, just a little. Yeah, because he's got that biomechanical stitched together Frankenstein thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of why Trapjaw's so rad. Is he's kind of like Frankenstein's monster in a way too.
Yeah. He's a cyborg.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Yep. All right. So Ronald Embry, what's your guys' favorite play set?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. Bobby, what's your answer?
Mine's Castle Grayskull.
Yeah. Oz, how about you?
I'm gonna go with Fright Zone. Like Castle Grayskull was great, but Fright Zone was just fun. Like every part of it seemed like it was a play feature.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I do want to say though, I did love because I did have the Death Star playset as a
Ooh.
kid. Yeah,
I've
that
played
was
with it. I didn't know.
that was a lot of fun because I like when you drop the guys into the trash compactor and all
Yep.
that stuff. I still the only thing I have left of that is the creature that comes with it.
Dinoga. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I used to play with that a lot when I was a kid.
And again, like every inch of that playset is a play feature. From
Right.
the elevator, you've
Yep.
got the extending bridge with the swing rope, you've got the
Mm-hmm.
gun turret up top and it
Yep.
blows off.
Yeah.
Like every part of that thing is a play feature.
Yeah.
And that's what really, really made those fun.
Yeah, it was a fun playset to play with. But but Castle Grayskull still tops it
Yeah.
with me.
It's always a battle for me between Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull. Always,
Yeah.
always a battle. But it's Grayskull always wins.
It's just cool.
It's just great.
I love that it's green.
Yeah,
The skull. I mean,
Yep.
it's all fun.
I love that each one is different too, with the
Yeah.
spray paint, the paint application on the front. Yeah, it's just a great playset. The G.I. Joe Command Center for sure. Nolan. Yeah.
Boulder Hill from Mask was pretty cool too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really,
I never
good
had
one.
it, but my friend had it, and that was a lot of fun to play
It was
with.
huge, and it had, again, tons of play features. Like, they were just fantastic.
Mhm.
The Thunderbirds Are Go. You know the marionette show, that weird marionette show. There's a really cool playset that's really hard to find. That accompanied the toys from that show. Thunderbirds Are Go. You guys remember that, right? They made the guys from South Park made a spoof on that.
Okay.
Team America.
Team America, yeah. Which is brilliant.
Screw you, Hans Briggs. You have any idea how busy I am?
You're good at that, Oz. But that place, that Thunderbirds playset is, I forget what it's called, but it's like an island hidden.
I just pulled it up.
It's like a hidden secret base on an island playset that's really awesome.
Yeah, this thing is like, it's pretty big and really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I
I didn't know
a
this.
picture of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good one that really shows it off. But I can't tell because in some pictures it almost looks like it's incomplete, because then I see these other ones where there's like more to it. So I'm trying to find like a full complete picture of it. See, this kind of almost just looks like a promo shot, whereas this looks... See, because this is the real deal in the box. Okay, so that's the... All right, here we go. This would be it right here. Let me open it up in a new tab. Oh, geez. And I've actually got to zoom out a little bit so you can see it all.
Oh.
There we go. Well, because like it had zoomed in really, really hard on it for me. So...
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's so great. Look at that swimming pool. I mean, it's so like it's so like mid-century modern, but it's
absolutely
amazing. The palm trees move when that platform opens up. They move out, I think, if I remember correctly. But it's a pretty great playset. It's not as big as it looks as it is, but it's you know, it's a good size.
Because here's the other tab. So like you can kind of see like the scale of vehicles. Here's a good one, actually.
Yeah, that's good. See how the trees are pointing out now that the launch pad is lifted up?
Yeah. Let me open it in a new tab, and then we'll load this one up now a little bit, because this one's all small. So just so you get an idea there.
Yeah. And the pool slides back, and the rocket can come out like that. And up there, that other platform shoots a rocket out too. Yeah, it's just a cool place.
This over here. Yeah. This is Skele Vader's retirement home. You all remember a few episodes back?
Yeah.
That future
This
house
is like-
that looks kind of like a UFO.
This is the Skele Vader evil lair, man. It's like it's everything that I'd ever want out of an island paradise place to hide myself in.
I gotta agree. That is a really, really awesome place set.
My Buddy's Customs. Pick one Motu or Princess of Power series that gets a continuation for 5 seasons, but the rest have to be deleted.
Oh, jeez.
But
You can't do that.
yeah, I don't think I can even answer that question. But if I had to, no, I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, they're good as they are.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oz, how about you? How do you answer that?
It's just not fair.
It's not fair. It's depressing, right?
Yeah, you can't do that. No.
Yeah, it's depressing. I don't want anything from even the recent past. I don't want it to go away. Even if we have mixed feelings about Princesses of Power or Revelation or the CGI He-Man, I don't want it to go away. I still want there to be content out there. And I want them to continue. So this is a real difficult question, Bud, to answer.
Yeah. You can't get rid of none of that stuff.
So
right. Like, if anything, I would have to say, like, at that point, I just want to get rid of all of it. So that way I couldn't feel like I was robbed of any of it, you know? Like, I'd rather just forget it all and not have any memory kind of thing than to have to pick and choose which parts of it I want to keep. I don't like that.
Yeah, the deleting would have to include memory erasing.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It can't just be a delete that it's gone now, and then we have the memory of it existing. Okay, cut out the deleted part. Pick a series, only one that gets 5 extra seasons.
That'd be the original Filmation show. There.
Yeah, Filmation. I have to say Filmation, just like Bobby. I would love to see more and more.
All the other characters that weren't in it yet, you know.
Yep.
Shit like that.
I mean, that was the biggest disappointment for me as a kid, is not seeing certain characters that I wanted to see, or just seeing them for like a short clip. Mossman.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about you, Oz?
Honestly, I'd go for the Mike Young production, the 2000X.
That's good too.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Filmation for what it was, and I absolutely had a blast with it. But the 2000X one, with the deepening of the lore. Now, I mean, mind you, with 5 more seasons of Filmation, you might get that. The more continuing overarching stories that were happening in Mike Young, I preferred to most of the singular one-offs of the Filmation overall. And I just feel that they ended the 2000X before they were done hitting the pinnacle of what that show could bring.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, it got canceled too quickly.
Yeah, but that doesn't take anything away from how much I love Filmation. It was just there was that more continuous story building with 2000X that I would have liked to have seen to a full conclusion. Filmation never really felt like there was building to any full conclusion of everything. It was just more episodes.
Yeah.
And I can't sit there and say that I wouldn't want more episodes of that, because that would have been phenomenal. And how many more toys would we have gotten out of it? That would have been great.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. So the next question in line is, what would be the hands down ultimate crossover in toy that you would not be able to not collect?
I already had mine.
What was that?
It was the Alien and Kenner, or it was the Kenner Aliens and Predators line. Yeah. I had that. That was like my ultimate crossover. Ever since I saw that scene in Predator 2 with the alien skull in the trophy room, I wanted it. And then next thing I knew, there was comics, and then they came out with toys, and, you know, all about it. Like that was an ultimate crossover for me, and it happened. I got that. But when it came down to other toys, like all of my toys crossed over anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say that, like, when I would play with these things, they were part of the same universe.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the
Yeah.
3.75-inch Star Wars and then the 5.5-inch Masters, they were fighting each other or working with each other.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's my answer, though. It would be really cool if there was a crossover, like, like my name, Skele Vader. If there was a crossover Masters and Star Wars thing, just even if it was just like 5 characters that
Well, you got that.
Go ahead.
You've got that. Your reaction figures.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So
You got it.
that's exactly right. And the reaction figures are so basic that you can customize them into being, crossovers. So yeah, we've got that. How about you, Bobby?
I think if the scales were the same, I think it would be Dungeons and Dragons and Masters of the Universe,
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, that would be cool.
like all those original characters, and not just from the cartoon, but I'm talking about the original toy line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that all fits with that theme, in a way.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I think that would be kind of neat. Because I always say that that cart that takes the kids into the dungeon realm, it always looked like Zodak's symbol on his chest.
Yeah, definitely.
So I always made a joke that Zodak screwed everything up.
Zodak guy just came in and he fucked everything up.
Someone said Batman 66 and
And Motu, yeah.
Motu, that would be
Oh,
amazing. But also, and someone also said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Masters, and I think I forget the name of the company, but they did like a Skeletor Turtles.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
indie guy out there who did he's done all 4 of the turtles with a Masters of the Universe kind of counterpart with them.
Yeah.
And they really are cool looking.
Yeah, those
I
are
like
cool.
the fact that the Skeletor is actually like a turtle skull.
Yeah, amazing.
But yeah, we've gotten some more interest, like other interesting ones too. I know Danny was talking about doing the Golden Girls with Motu
Oh
and
yeah,
Pop, and
that's
they
good.
definitely fit together.
I always keep thinking that's the Golden Girls, like the old ladies.
Well, yeah, B. Arthur
would be
puts on
amazing
some
too.
battle armor.
That would
She
be
was in the
amazing too.
military.
Oh my
Street-
gosh, imagine, right?
Betty White, fantastic.
Betty White would be out there freaking petting Panther and Battle Cat, and like they'd roll over and she'd be giving them belly rubs. It'd be freaking awesome.
Amazing.
Mm.
Predator and G.I. Joe.
That would work.
I'd
Yeah.
like that. Batman, Scooby Doo, Batman, TMNT, and now we want Batman and Motu. Hey man,
You pull off Batman's mask. But no,
Yeah.
we know who you are.
I love how Scooby Doo had a tradition of crossing over with
Yeah.
different.
They did it with
shows
Kiss.
and Yeah, Kiss, Three Stooges. Oh my gosh. Oops,
Sorry, I was just getting some more of those.
there's a lot. I'm glad the chat is blowing up. Carlos asked, do you guys think Mattel Creations Origins Big Jim line would work? Cat, Eagle, Jim variants? I think that'd be cool. I mean, we essentially have Trapjaw, who was the big Jim villain, right?
Yeah.
The design is basically there. So I could definitely see that working.
Well, you got the Eagles and the Cats. They're all the same.
They're
Right.
they're all
Or
the
Falcons or whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
and we're supposed to be getting something of that nature where Mattel is bringing back some classic lines. They've showed that off with like the retro packaging kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where they're going back to a lot of their older lines that just don't get the credit, and they are repackaging them in a vintage style, and they're going to bring them here.
Yeah. For sure. And then the next one is for you, Oz. It's I know you love glow in the dark figures and critters, but what's your favorite Motu figure?
Well, technically, I guess just brings us right back around to
Yep.
the earlier question where what was my favorite one.
Cobra
And
Khan.
yeah, like really, like again, as much as I love glow in the dark, I probably had the most fun with Cobra Khan and squirting everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, real quick,
Oh,
the Turtle
yeah.
Tour figure
Turtle
was by Toy Snobs, and they made it after being inspired by my custom Skeletor turtle figure. Thank you, Joe.
Welcome,
Always,
Joe. Always
Yeah.
good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for the messages, Joe.
always keeping Bobby on his toes, Joe. Keep it up. So also, since we got Joe Amato and we're saying hi, we've had Night One has just joined the chat as well. Earlier, we were mid questions, so I didn't want to interrupt, but Alphen Flicked had joined the chat. Here he is. He's currently getting a tattoo, so he's going to catch us on the replay. But thanks for stopping.
Cool.
Awesome.
Tattoos scare me. I don't know if I can get one.
I heard they hurt, Bobby.
Well, I did my I'm backwards like looking at myself. This is my whole sleeve. I got the whole outline done all in one day.
Wow.
It was like a 12-hour day. I'm just sitting there like this. Mike's doing it all,
Yeah.
After a while, it just goes numb.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love it. Got another one in mind too, so I'll get that soon.
Is it the three of us?
No.
No. That might be my next one. Is the three of us?
Yeah. Really?
Or it might be the He-Man movie head sculpt from Masterverse.
Oh, jeez.
Chris, thanks for joining us. What do you guys think of the He-Man movie head sculpt?
We all know what I've said about it.
Yeah, we all kind of have the same.
It's awful.
Shrek with a spray tan on.
It looks like that one French guy. I forgot that. You know what I'm talking about?
He looks kind of like a roided out. Oh God, what were them two guys over in Vegas with the Tigers?
Oh yeah, like Siegfried and Roy.
Right?
That's what he looks like. He looks like one of those guys.
Yeah, but he just beefed up a lot. Yeah.
I will.
He's awful.
It's awful. I will say that's the neither one of those head sculpts made me happy, to be honest with you. And I know I might get some flack on this, even the Super 7 Classics version of the Dolph Lundgren He-Man didn't quite do it for me either. But that Skeletor though is amazing. That Skeletor, the new Skeletor from the movie, Frank Langella, is phenomenal. But
I just don't know why they just can't get He-Man right.
I don't know either. It's maybe because they couldn't get the rights to Dolph.
Well, I'm sure of that, but I mean, they at least make it good looking.
Oh yeah, the Ramen Toys head sculpt is phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely good.
Looks like
Beastmaster.
We do all remember Beastmaster here. We were discussing.
Beastmaster is a fantastic movie.
It is, and that's funny. He kind of does look like him.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Next one, Brick Something. Bobby, did you ever check out shows at the Fireside Bowl? That was my favorite venue to play in Chicago.
I don't think so. I've been to a lot of them, but I don't think I've been there. I don't believe. Metro was a big one. Aragon Ballroom, Riviera was a big one. Some other places in the suburbs, Thirsty Whale, places like that. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I've ever went to the Fireside Bowl. I know I saw NoFX. It was at a bar, and there was like 10 of us there. So that was really cool. Yeah, that was really good. I was kind of disappointed because what's his name from the Meat Men, the singer, he was supposed to be there as well, but he canceled.
Oh, that's too bad.
But the no effects was really good. That was a good one.
For those of you folks that are watching and you're not familiar with Brick, I'm sure everyone in the chat is, but Brick's a musician as well. So that's cool. Let's see here. The next
Double door. Yeah, double door.
And the double door as well.
Yeah.
Next question. I scrolled for more Motu Court, could not see them, but I remember he asked about casting a Motu movie. Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Any actor, any era, living or dead.
I mean, the one I always wanted to see play He-Man, of course, was Arnold. But, I got that kind of with Conan.
Yeah.
But he was always, I wanted him. So.
I don't know. I never think about a live action film. Groucho Marx is Skeletor.
That would be amazing. Oh my God. Curly is He-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be good.
Larry could be Beastman.
Larry could be Beastman. Humphrey Bogart could be Man-at-Arms.
There you go.
W.C. Fields could be Cringer.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that. I like that.
That would definitely be very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I think what's the actor's name who plays the Falcon and who might be playing Skeletor?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. I think that's going to be great. If that happens, I think that could actually really work. He has a really great face for it. I could see him as Keldor, and I could see him becoming Skeletor. That would be really cool. But I as far as He-Man goes, that's a really same thing. It's like the sculpt is so difficult to get. It'd be so difficult to cast him.
It could be somebody that we don't even know, yet.
Yeah, an unknown for sure.
Well, that's kind of what they got now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, except for Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, The Rock is in it.
The Rock, it'll
be cheesy. I don't like him that much.
Did you guys watch do you watch The Walking Dead?
I used to.
I haven't watched the latest seasons.
Yeah. Well,
I think I dropped off, after season 6.
There's a guy, he plays the head of security for this new threat to the group in Walking Dead in the final season. And he would be an amazing Beast Man. And my wife even was like, yeah, he would be great. He would be perfect. Yeah. But he's a fairly unknown actor too. So, you bring in these unknown actors that have the character traits. So maybe the answer to your question is we can't because we don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
They got to pull me in. I'll play Fisto.
Oz would be a great Fisto.
Yeah.
I fist him hard.
Oh man, I hate that joke.
Oh,
man, we had to go there.
I did. You can't not go there. You got to make the joke. It's like required.
All right. Then the Night Court reboot, they cut the theme short. Why? Oh, wait, did we already have that one, Emerald Knight?
Yeah.
I highlighted it before, but we didn't answer the why.
Why? Oh, why?
Why cut the Night Court theme short? Come on, we love Night Court.
Well, I was just listening to a podcast. I don't remember which one it is, but they were talking about how there aren't full theme songs anymore.
No, there isn't.
And that's very true.
Except for the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But that's the exception.
Just proves you need bare naked ladies to sell a theme song.
Yeah.
And Carlos, I think we answered that. He added.
Yeah, we did.
It's the same question, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we already answered that, Carlos.
Sorry. That was my bad. I was starring and probably started twice. Then I apologize.
All right. Yeah. All right, and then. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, sorry, Carlos, if we weren't getting them fast enough. We certainly weren't trying to ignore you. We're just trying to make our way through.
Yeah.
But thank you for the question.
And that was a great question too, by the way.
It really
that would be
was.
really cool to see. It actually made me think of what they did with the 4-pack of He-Man in the television.
Yeah.
Like if Mattel did a series of figures in the He-Man sculpt, in the origin sculpt, that are based on previous Mattel IPs, like even a Barbie as a Tila sculpt, and Big Jim in a He-Man sculpt, and
I'd be down for that.
Hot Wheels as a drag store or whatever. All right, this one's for you, Bobby.
Yeah. Not on my chest. I think it's on my right ass cheek.
Awesome.
Put it right there for you to kiss it.
Kiss my ass, Joe. You can kiss the other side too, even though doesn't have your face on it.
One side is Joe and the other is Amato.
Yeah, right.
A Motu?
Yeah, Motu. Joe Motu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can kiss my ass.
We love you, Joe.
He knows that.
Now you're done with the Pride Zone. You're going to do Eternia Palace or Crystal Castle. I would love to do the Crystal Castle. Yeah, I might. I want to do this Snake Mountain commission, and then maybe Crystal Castle. I got to think, like, the making them from now on feels like I should be making them for people rather than just for myself, because of the room, obviously, but also it's become more pleasurable for me to make them for others. So maybe if anybody wants a Crystal Castle, let me know. I would love to do it.
Cool.
Which Motu faction is your absolute favorite? Night one. Yeah. So Oz said the Horde. How about you, Bobby?
The Evil Warriors.
Yeah.
All the way. Yep.
Originals. I'm with Bobby on that too. The original, really the original, 6.
Yeah.
For me, of the bad.
The first 2 waves.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
I think we're all villains guys, aren't we? The 3 of us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a whole episode about the Horde for Halloween and their relation to like Universal monsters, and I think that's what draws them to me the most. Even though I love reptiles and we have a whole faction of snakes, it's like the Horde just screams to me more.
Yeah. I love the Horde too. It's a close.
The Horde's good. Yeah, I like the Horde, but I always go back to the original villains.
Yeah, me too. All right, Thanos Copter, pitch your perfect Motu series.
Jeez.
Pitch your perfect Motu series.
Wow. I would say something along the lines of it being more serious.
Yeah.
Kind of dark, kind of like the like those records. I don't know if you guys listen to the records. Yeah, those like that, where it's darker and more magical.
Yep.
Right.
Something like that, where Skeletor is really evil.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah, the villains are scary. The heroes are vulnerable, but they still triumph over the evil.
Right.
But I would think that would be something more, and it would have to be a cartoon, but it'd be really an adult version.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Like Heavy Metal meets Motu.
Yeah, something. Yeah, where it's where it's dark, where it's darker, and I love Filmation, of course, but that's already done. So I think the new thing would be something more like along the lines like that.
Yeah, like Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
The movie.
Oh God, yeah. Ralph Bakshi, all about it.
Oh yeah, Sean Scavarna is right on the same page with us on this. Like mini comic, the first few issues of the mini comics.
Yeah.
If there was a series that was based on that, I would be all in, and it would have to match in some ways, or be some stylistic nod to the Alcala artwork too. Those designs and the feeling in those records that Bobby was talking about. I think that would be good. Someone said something about Dispara there.
Yeah, it was Danny Phillips.
Danny Phillips. That would be a good series for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Actually, the whole comic line with the full multiverse He-Man in, like cartoon show form would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Mega J saying, "Wow, late night boys," and Ken popping in saying, "Still going, guys." We go into like midnight East Coast time quite frequently. Very few of our episodes are under 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's true. This is pretty standard.
Yeah.
But gotta say, glad to have you both here.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to it, Mega J, and of course, Ken. We're happy you stuck it out this whole time with us, man.
Or he showed up again, checking us out afterwards.
Oh, that could be it too. Yeah, exactly. So, man, all the questions you all posted were awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I thought about this sort of after the fact. Before I brought some pictures so we can talk a little bit about the one of the questions we weren't able to answer earlier. We wanted to save it for the end.
Yeah.
And that is the reveal for the Valentine's Day Mattel Creations release, and that's Dark Lynn or God Lynn, or however we want to refer to her. They're referring to her as Dark Lynn now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they're going with for the name, but it fits,
Yeah.
Probably because they can't use like God or something like that,
It's more likely what it is, yeah. Because but they were able to put Skele.vad on a box.
Yeah, I was just gonna say skele.god, but it's all one. Notice it's one
Yeah,
word.
it's all one word, right?
Yeah. So let's see here. Oh, sorry, we both clicked on the same one, I think, Oz.
Did we? Damon's?
Oh,
I'm not touching it.
You go.
All right. So
Damn, I should have clicked it.
He should have. We could have kept this going for another hour just on clicks. But giving a shout out to Mega J here and Usual Mike. They were the first two YouTubers that he started watching, and they introduced him to all of us lovely coconuts, which is very true. Very true.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks, Jay.
So, what do you guys think of this figure? I'm just going to say it right off the bat. When I saw this revealed, was at Comic-Con when they first showed they had it sitting out there, and I was like, not a big deal.
No.
Well, like they showed it off, but the problem was they showed off that really, really epic, sorceress Evelyn with the bat costume and everything else.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And like, I like what they did here. This looks a lot better than just that little bit that we saw at Comic-Con. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to Sergeant Slaughter's house here with us. What's going on, Zazel? All the way from my continent, Oz. See what I did there? So
that was a good skeleton laugh.
Thank you. So yeah, like that Bat Evelyn, the sorceress version is just so incredible looking that it was really hard to appreciate this one. I gotta say, I like these final images a lot more. I like the stars and galaxy pattern within her cloak.
Keep that picture up. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because this is a really good comparison of all of them.
Yeah. I just got some things to say about it. That's all.
Well, by all means.
No, finish your thought.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, you know, she's really roided out, and I could see why they would do it on Valentine's, considering the whole reason that she was able to do this form was because she did that seduction of Skeletor on the throne. Um, you know, but it was just kind of, I do like the figure. I really enjoy it. Unfortunately, when it comes down to purchase for this one, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
Only because I'm not all in on Masterverse. I'm being very cherry picking. Like I'm only I will do all new Eternia as I can. But when it comes to the Revelations ones, I'm cherry picking, and the stress of going through a Mattel Creations purchase for this, um, I like that we're getting her in the series. I think she's actually the first Masterverse figure that we're going to get 3 versions of in one subline. I'll put it that way, because we've got He-Man across a couple of versions now. But I think she's really the first one that we're getting 3 of with a single subline, because you've got her original look, the sorceress look, and now the god look.
Yeah.
But again, for those, I certainly think it's really, really great that they are putting her in the line.
I think it sucks.
What? So tell us your about your feelings on it, Bobby.
Well, the first thing I noticed, like say this image here, you know, her legs look really huge.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like, I don't know, like a video game character. She's got big stompers. Her abs look awful.
Disproportionate.
Yeah, I get what they're trying to do, but she just doesn't. I like her head, her face, and everything looks great, but the rest of her is just it's stupid. I don't like it.
It's hard to tell if they just added length to her legs to make her taller.
Right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the first thing I saw was her legs are just, and those abs is just ridiculous.
Because from the waist up, it looks kind of like it could work.
Yeah.
But when you look at this, it's like, wow, that's
go to the other picture where she's kind of floating. In like her feet look huge.
And that could just be the angle, but
I know, but I mean, when you see like when she's standing, she's got like,
yeah,
her stompers are just huge.
Stompers.
Maybe they use the barefoot from Savage He-Man.
That's what I was saying. It looks just, it's odd.
She has like man feet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something, and she's weird. I like her face. I really like her face.
It's great, and the makeup too. Come on,
that's like the only thing I like.
I don't mind. I honestly don't mind the abs. I feel like the colors and the design of the costume is slightly different from what we got in the cartoon and also what we got at PowerCon. So I'm really enjoying the design of this figure. But I'm with you, Bobby, on the legs. They seem a little bit long, but I'm almost thinking
they look like they could just kick the shit out of anybody in Masters. You know what I mean?
And I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it just doesn't fit.
Yeah. I want to see her go up against Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like a character from a video game.
But I do agree here. Just bringing out
Scoop.
I'll get to Alice Cooper in a little bit.
All right.
Ray Black saying, geez, I wonder how many points of articulation from the waist down. And I agree, because they definitely seem to have added extra segments to, make that leg length. They definitely wanted to make her very leggy, it seems.
Yeah.
But again, overall, though, like, I think this is a really decent Mattel Creations kind of exclusive figure, although I don't know. Maybe if this were if there were a retail version also associated with it. And the only reason that I say that is because, again, like, it'd be different if she were like this kind of like one-off type figure, but she's a major element to the story. And we got Skele at retail.
Yeah.
So it seems kind of silly to put this. And if you look at what she comes with, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me why they're putting her as a Mattel Creations exclusive.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
the abs.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I think it's also a little bit weird to have it launch on Valentine's Day. You know, what does that imply? That this is like, as you said, like she seduced Skeletor and got the power that way, and then is that the reason why she's being released on Valentine's Day, because there's a manipulation of feelings happening? I mean, it's a strange thing. And then also, you know, you better not be in a serious relationship and then buy this on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, right.
If you're, you know, you got to be spending your money on that significant other instead of, you know, doing this. But
sorry, honey, I chucked the flowers and I chucked the chocolates, but
yeah.
Hey, I got Darkland.
Yeah, got this. But
for all you ladies out there who are with men, adult toy collectors that love Mo too, by all means, please line up at noon and try your best to buy this for your man. And he will definitely make sure you have an amazing Valentine's Day. He's going to get you the chocolates. He's going to get you a week off from the kids or house duties or whatever it is that you're doing. And not to imply that that's what women do. I'm just saying, you know, he's going to definitely make sure that you have an amazing Valentine's Day and pay for it if you get him the Darkland figure for his collection.
I mean, it seems like to me, it just seems like, I don't know if that's the best day to do a Mattel Creations launch.
Yeah.
But I also feel like we gotta have some equality here. If Skelegod's gonna make it into retail, Darkland needs to make it into retail too. It should
That's
not,
my whole thing.
I'm with you with that on that, Oz. And I think this character might suffer from it being a Mattel Creations exclusive. And I'm a little bit worried about that because, you know, overall it's a pretty cool figure, and I think a lot of people will really enjoy having it, but maybe it being a Mattel Creations exclusive wasn't the smartest decision with this particular version of the character. I almost feel like the Sorceress Evelyn would have made more sense as a Mattel Creations figure because she spends less time as Sorceress Evelyn in that really cool bat costume, and that really cool design. That design is phenomenal in my opinion.
That's cool.
Well, like Jay's comment here, consider this, boys. Research shows the breakup on Valentine's Day. I guess Mattel is going with the research. Well, you know, they're also trying to amplify it. They're like, we're going to make sure those numbers stick.
Yeah, right.
I like what. Oh, sorry. What was that one you were gonna? I skipped over what you posted, Oz. What was the one you were posting?
I was just bringing up Danny Phillips, mentioning the fact that because the Valentine's Day is on a Tuesday, he says maybe it's just another Mo Tuesday to them.
Yeah, that could be it.
Even though all Mattel Creations usually are on Fridays.
I know, that's what makes it so odd.
I think it's pretty. I think they did it on purpose. I think she's epic. I think she's epic too. Honestly, Damon, I do. I just I think she deserves a retail release. I believe she deserves a fuller release. Your wife won't suffer because it's noon, so we're still working anyway. Okay, yeah, I see that.
Very good, Damon. Make sure you got to treat her like the queen she is.
And also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. This comment works too.
Yeah. So first of all, let's be clear here. the power of this particular character is incredibly impressive. I've always wanted to see Evil Lynn like destroy. Like I've always wanted to see her get all the power and have that moment. And the design is cool. I just feel like I'm with Bobby a little bit on the proportions being a little bit odd. But you know what? People have odd proportions, not, you know, so that it could easily happen. And overall, I think it's an aesthetically pleasing character or figure. I just think that she deserves more. I think she deserves retail. I think she should be available online as well. Skele God is saturated. Why is Skele God saturated the market? And Evil Lynn's got to be
maybe that's part of it right there. Maybe because there was too much Skele God. You know, originally he was going to be, what was he, a Target exclusive originally?
Right.
Yeah.
And now he's like overloading the shelves at Walmart's.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the research shows that most breakups happen on Valentine's Day. And again, Mattel is ensuring that by putting out a release on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I wanted to point out Danny Phillips' comment real quick. I always wanted Catra and Shadow Weaver to overthrow Hordak. Absolutely.
Yep.
Shadow Weaver is a badass. Like she I feel like she's in control when Hordak is just sort of being silly in that show. I feel like Shadow Weaver is the brains behind the operation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in agreement there. So let's see who said good night. Oh yeah, Ray. I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. Sorry. Have a good night. Yeah, be sure to watch the replay tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going.
So the last image I have here, we can pull it to a close with that. It was recently Alice Cooper's birthday.
Yes, it was.
I found this image of, I feel like Alice Cooper is like he's kind of like an action figure as a rock star, like Kiss, like the members of Kiss are. But I love this image, and I thought you'd get a kick out of it. Bobby, I did this for you.
All right.
Alice Cooper, he's having a beer with Groucho Marx. Alice Cooper having a beer with Colonel Sanders, and having a beer with Salvador Dali.
I know. I love Alice. I'm a big fan of Alice. I have all his albums.
Yeah, he's great. And look at that. Look at how Groucho's like really engaging him in conversation.
Well, yeah. Well, Groucho told him that he loves him because his act is like vaudeville.
Yeah.
So that was always a big thing. Yeah. And then the Colonel Sanders, of course, is because the whole joke of Alice killing a chicken, type thing.
Totally.
And then Dolly is,
Colonel Sanders is like, I don't know what I'm doing here next to this guy.
Yeah, right. He probably doesn't even know where he's at.
Exactly. And then Salvador Dali is just all about himself, right?
Yeah, right. Of course.
Yeah. Anyways,
I am the Dali.
Exactly. And Alice Cooper looks like almost like he could give a shit, right?
Yeah, because he's probably plastered because he was a big drunk at that time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's Groucho Marx up at the top. Mega J. He's just older, his mustache gray.
I got Groucho tattooed on my arm.
That's right. We're big advocates for Groucho in this show.
I was actually going to wear my Marx Brothers shirt tonight too. That would have been fantastic.
Oh yeah, that would have fit him well.
Yeah, I need a Marx Brothers T-shirt.
So, Gamerbud pointed out this interesting fact just real quick about the sorcerer, or considering how many different figures in the Revelations Masterverse line come with the Power Sword. Very interesting that this version of Evelyn does not, considering how many other figures do have it.
Yeah,
and she actually used it.
I'm wondering if they haven't revealed that part. I feel like she has to come with it. They can't not have her come with it. I feel since she's a deluxe figure, they may not be showing everything, but
right.
I hope they're not showing everything since she's considered deluxe because, I gotta say, I feel like it's, as far as a deluxe package, this is right up there with how I kind of felt about the She-Ra being a deluxe Masterverse figure. I don't think that the overall packaging of what she came with merited that deluxe price tag and deluxe box.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't a great toy, but I just don't feel it merited the deluxe price tag, her or Hordak.
I agree. Oh yeah, you'll have to,
Scott brings it up.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
There you go, bud. Something new you got to act out and post the mini comics on the Patreon exclusive Discord.
That's right. Well, guys, I think tonight has been exciting. It's been a blast. I would love to do this question, ask us a question episode again. I feel like everybody in the chat brought their game tonight and asked a lot of good questions. So
I agree.
Thank you all so much. For those of you that sent in the questions early, thank you so much. I hope you're able to watch. And for those of you that posted your questions tonight, thank you so much. I know we kind of had to backlog them and then answer them later on. So I hope you're able to stick it out and watch the whole thing. And if not, if you're watching it tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day, thank you so much for being here and submitting those questions.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
So what do you got for us, guys? Anything, any closing words?
Good
well,
night.
I've always got something to say.
Yeah, I don't have anything today. Just thanks to everybody showing up every week. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I agree. Without everybody being here, there wouldn't be a need for us to just sit around and talk. Like, we could do this over the phone or something like that.
Yeah, right.
We wouldn't have to go live and share with everybody. But that's the fun of this, getting to go live and sharing it with all of you, having you join in with it. That's the best part. Just the interaction with everybody in the chat and being able to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
And again, thank you for all the support, being here each and every week, and can't say that enough. You guys are the best. Absolutely.
Get some feedback here or something.
Is that me or where's that coming from?
It's just an email.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of it because my phone just turned itself on.
Oh, wow.
Well, I want to just say real quick, be sure to click like and subscribe to the YouTube things. Thanks to our patrons. You know who you are. Thank you very much for contributing to us. And then also I want to say that the new episode of the podcast, Cambridge and with Sean, posted this week. So be sure to go over to wherever you stream your podcast and listen to Cambridge and with Sean. We talked about a lot of fun stuff on that one. But as usual, I need to give huge thanks to Bobby and Oz for helping cheer me up tonight. I hope that I can participate. I'm hearing a lot of
there's a lot of static.
Yeah.
That's not me. My phone can't do all that.
It's not me either.
I don't know.
Well, I guess it's me. I guess I'll take the blame.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it was me. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Playing Who Farted in the Elevator here.
That's right.
I got an elevator story, but I'll save that for later.
Who farted? That was drag story.
No, it has nothing to do with farting, but it's a good one.
That'll be for the next unhinged episode of Toy Frenzy.
It's unhinged, I'll tell you that.
Oh, that's good.
It's funny.
I can't wait. It's the power of God Lynn getting her revenge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all the bad stuff I said about her.
Yeah. Well,
the abs are coming through.
The abs are gonna beat you up, man.
I know. It probably could.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys. Well, we got do you have our credits ready to go?
Got it ready to roll, brother.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, thank you all for being here in the chat. We appreciate every one of you. This has been a lot of fun tonight, as usual. And we'll see you in the next Toy Frenzy.
Yeah. Enjoy yourselves,
See you
everybody.
guys.